Welcome to
that race 4?
RollerJam, episode 2. I am your host, Bill Pound Cake Crane.
Lou.
My co-host is
I saw
John.
it.
I can't believe I'm still a Mets fan from New York. Now he lives in Florida, so I don't know why he's rooting for that.
Yeah, I think.
See, you already tossed your hat. John, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Everything's good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. So, real quick, to get the party started, I see several skaters, several fans on. Let's go ahead and get the party started by having everybody.
Ooh, that's good.
Having everybody introduce themselves, who they were skating for, or what your role was on the show, so that way we can all get everybody introduced and everybody can be smiling and we can get everything started. So let's go ahead and get that party started. I'll put myself on mute. We'll go ahead and start with Big Sean.
Hey, Bill, thanks. Big Sean Davidson, and I skated for the Nevada Hot Dice, number 39. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Next up, we'll go with Danielle. Danielle, go ahead.
Hi there, Danielle Pandeline. I played for the Nevada Hot Dice. I believe I was number 37.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Brooke. Hold on. We got her on mute, of course. Okay, go ahead, Brooke. Sorry about that.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I skated for the the Quakes and the Enforcers, and I'm sorry, the dogs decided it is now playtime because I'm on the phone.
Thank you, Brooke. Going down the list, Broadway, go ahead.
I'm Broadway Danny Wolf, and I antagonize Kenneth Loeb III as much as I could.
Thank you, Broadway. Go ahead, Lindsay, unmute and go ahead.
Hello, guys. Lindsay Francis here, formerly Lindsay Francis. I started with the Florida team, Florida Sun Dogs, and then they moved me to the Rustlers, and then to the New York team, then back to Florida again, and kind of got on board to piss off a lot of people, and then joined teams with Kenneth Loeb.
Thank you, Lindsay. Go ahead, Kim.
Hi there. I'm Kim Hart. I was in the earlier seasons, the first season of RollerJam, and I was one of the Nevada Hot Dice. I was one of the showgirls, and they called me the Heartbreaker back then.
Thank you, Kim. Go ahead, Flame.
Hello, I'm Sam Martin, and I was on the Florida Sun Dogs for the first 3 seasons, and I was basically Sean Atkinson, Tim Washington, and I was basically their ragdoll. So,
thank you, Sam. Go ahead, Malibu Stacy.
Hi, I'm Malibu Stacy Blitch. I was forever on the California Quakes, the best team out there. I was also part of a trio, the Bod Squad, with Cindy Zimmerman and Jamie Konomak. We had our little dance. We had good energy, good vibes. We're living in California, on the beach, skating, and we had a really good time.
Awesome. Okay, give me just a second here. Go ahead, Rusty.
How's everybody doing? Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm Rusty Montgomery, California Quakes, number 14. I was Sean Atkinson's right-hand man. I was proud to be a Quake. Unfortunately, I got traded to the Sun Dogs. I don't know if it was season 2 or 3. I think it was season 3. But it was really a good thing because Kenneth Loeb taught me how to be a patriot and a better skater. And I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Janet.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Hey, Janet Abraham, I got Janet Abraham Clark, the Abrahammer, the Minister of Pain. I was with the New York Enforcers for the first 4 seasons, part of the Sisters of Suffering. Loved it. Then I ended up with the Florida Sundogs. But I had a great time. It was fun. I enjoyed skating with everybody, and I'm glad to be here tonight. Thank you for putting this on.
Thank you, Janet. Go ahead, Christina Latmer. We know that's not you, but go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Tom Nowicki, Kenneth Logue III, the Commissioner of the World Skating League and the most hated man in sports.
I think we can all debate on this, that you are the second most hated man behind another guy that runs an organization up in New York, so you're okay by our terms. Cindy.
Hey everybody, Cindy Frank, formerly Cindy Zimmerman, California. I have my little uniform here, and thankful to be here. Thank you for putting this on, and everybody. Good to see you all.
Go ahead, Katie. Katie Cooper, where are you at?
Hey, I'm right here. I'm on my husband's computer because I didn't bring my computer cord home, so I cannot figure out the video on this thing, but doing good. Hot Dice, go Hot Dice. Hey, Stacy Blitch, glad you joined. Sorry, Jamie couldn't make it tonight, but she had a long day, and good seeing everybody. You guys are great, and love being on this. Thanks for doing this, Bill. Appreciate it.
It is my pleasure to do this for you guys. I hope everybody enjoys themselves this evening.
Katie, give Jamie a hug for me.
I certainly will. I'm gonna see her tomorrow. So
okay, give her like a 20-second hug.
Yeah, we'll call you. We'll FaceTime you tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna walk tomorrow, and she's had a long day with volleyball, so she couldn't make it tonight. But she sends her love for sure.
Okay, so while we're doing these introductions, I'm scrolling through the chat here, and it looks like we actually already have some questions that rolled in while we were pre-gaming. Hopefully everybody's all ready to start answering the questions. We'll go ahead and get it started with, let's see here. Our first question comes from Kayla Hobbs. Kayla, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
First off, I just want to tell Stacy, I am like one of the biggest fans of you. And I know Cindy probably remembers me telling this story the last Zoom call. But whenever I was in middle school, we had a Halloween dance. And I had my mom find me some cloud pajama bottoms and a white t-shirt. I tried to go to the dance on my rollerblades dressed as Stacy Blitch.
Oh my God, I love that.
And
That
I do have
is
a
awesome.
question for you and Lindsay Francis. During the All-Star game, who chipped Denise Loden's tooth?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Wasn't me. Promise. Scout's honor.
It wasn't me.
I noticed how neither of you are taking credit for that, so we'll have to go back and watch the video.
If we're honest, I think we've all gotten our fair share of battle wounds. That's for sure. And I think usually we end up being our own worst enemy and trying to do something fun, and then like I know I hurt myself the worst in practice. Like it's like
Perfect. Okay, we'll keep on going down the line here. Jen had a question for Big Sean Davidson.
Hey, Jan, shoot. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? So the
Good.
question is, did you get to Devo before the police and give him a size 17 boot?
You know I did. Yeah. When are we going to get Devo on? Man, where is he these days?
Tell them that was a great interview and they should have given you more mic time.
My husband said that was a great interview and they should have given you more mic time.
Oh, thanks. No, I really appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. One funny thing that happened with Devo before it went out, he's like, "Hey, you know what? Let's really make this good. Like, shit, I'm gonna really punch you in the face, okay? For real, legit punch." Like, well, I don't know if that's completely necessary, but no, Devo was great. I'd love to see him again. I hope he pops on one of these days. Where are you coming from, Jen?
We're in Boston.
Boston? Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for answering.
No problem. My pleasure.
So Reese has a question for Sam Martin.
Hey, what's up, Bill? Yeah, there we go. All right, so Sam, my question for you was, did anybody joke with you and Micah about like make any Steve Martin jokes about you guys?
He's on mute.
I don't know about some Steve Martin jokes, but there was definitely a lot of Seinfeld jokes. Maybe some Monty Python stuff going on, but that was about it. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Gus, you had a question for the house. Let's go ahead and hear it, Gus.
How you doing, guys? I actually flew down for season 4 from Long Island, and just wanted to know what were your thoughts of working with Ann Calvello, because I think that was one from that they never aired those episodes. Those were one of the lost episodes.
Go ahead, house. Let's hear what you guys have to say.
I never knew there was any lost episodes. When did that take place?
There was one episode where there was a match race between KL3 and Ann Calvello that was never aired. Because I went down live. I was down there.
Demolition Derby was aired.
Probably
That was
in the
I think that was in the Demolition Derby.
Those will be on YouTube soon. I've got those on DVD, and I'm getting them out to you, right? Host?
Yes, that is correct. I can't wait to get those.
And Ann Calvello was brought in just so she could say she skated in 7 decades in the same sport.
That's awesome.
We wanted, because it was 2000, just over the year 2000. So she had competed, I think, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Wow, that's amazing.
And she would have lost to me if she hadn't tripped me.
I agree.
I think
I agree.
everybody in this room enjoyed her tripping you, by the way.
Oh.
Okay, so going down the line, this question is from Brian Hale. Brian, let's hear your question for Broadway.
Thanks, Bill. First off, Danny, I got to say a big thank you. When I was first thrusted into broadcasting in my job, you were one of the 2 people that I emulated being able to interview people in broadcast. So big hats off to you and your professionalism of doing that. Even though it was a shoot, the way you conducted yourself was great.
Thank you.
I actually posted this to Tim Washington a long time ago. I don't think he actually saw this, but it seemed like when him and Mark D'Amato were on camera together, they seemed like they were genuinely having a good time. I know you were with them a lot doing the backstage segments. Was I reading that right? Did those 2 guys just seem like they were enjoying themselves?
100%. Absolutely enjoying themselves. I mean, Marco loved to be interviewed, and Marco was great in interviews. Tim just wanted to kind of be to the side and yell and scream when he could. But they played off each other so well, liked each other. I loved interviewing both of them because I was so small. And one would stand on one side of me. And, you know, when they're on skates, they're even taller. So Tim was about a foot taller than me, and Marco maybe almost that much as or close to it. So I was like the shrimp in the middle. But we got to do some funny things. I mean, I got thrown around and hit a few times and turned upside down by them. And that was fun for me.
Oh, thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Brian.
so Gus, you actually have a question for. It's funny that we got Tom in here, Kenneth Logue III, and his initials are KL. Christina Latmer, and his on-screen name was Kenneth Lowe. I mean, he's using his on-screen initials here, so we're good there. But Gus, go ahead with your question for Mr. Tom.
Hey, Tom, what was it like working with Denzel Washington on Remember the Titans?
Well, I didn't actually get to work with him on Titans. We didn't have any work together, but I did work with him on Glory. I have the story's way too long to go into right now, but a pretty heroic story about him. Well, let's shorten it up. So we were shooting out in the cold and the rain in Georgia one night, and they had a kid, an extra, who was shot and lying and dying in the woods. And the director wouldn't let the kid get up from his mark while they were setting the cameras up and everything. And the director was a perfectionist. It was taking an hour, more than an hour, him laying just 25 degrees out. It's raining, cold wind. And Denzel finally went over to the director and threatened to break his neck if he didn't let the kid get off the ground and get warm. So, hero. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Ken, for answering that.
Sure.
This question, I think we've touched base on this a couple of times. John, you have a question. You can ask this to the house. One skater can answer this. But go ahead, John, with your question.
Thanks, Bill. This is, and I apologize if I'm repeating something that's been mentioned before. Unfortunately, didn't make the first call. But for anybody who was on multiple teams, I know we got a few of them out there. Was there a process involved of moving people around between seasons, or was it just the case of, okay, we want to do something with this person, but it works better on this team, or so for anybody who was on multiple teams, it's like, was there a specific process, or was it just, there's that, okay, in order to do this, we need to put so-and-so with this team?
Both.
Who wants to answer that?
Both. It happened both ways. Sometimes due to storylines, they would move you, and other times due to new talent, they would move you. So if some of you guys maybe recognize, there was people brought in that were actors that were not really that great as skaters, and they would put them on certain teams, and to do that, because they were a bigger talent known, they would move skaters to put an actor on a different team. So that's usually how it worked, and that was kind of how it worked in the case of where I went.
Rusty just wanted to play with me.
Not really. I said I'd go to any team. I would actually sweep the floor when the show was over. Just don't put me on Bill Barker's team, but they still did.
Bill, I'm taking credit for that. Rusty wanted to come over here. He was all redneck. That was my jam.
That's right. That's right.
Perfect. So this next question comes from Donnie for Malibu Stacy. Donnie, go ahead.
Hey, now can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Donnie.
All right, great. Yeah, Stacy, I've got a two-part question. Do you think you could still do that backflip on your roller skates now?
No, I don't. I honestly, I skate, and I sometimes question, could I still do a back handspring? And I'm like, I don't think so. If I trained for it, I could do it. And if I did yoga, I could do it. My back just doesn't bend that way anymore.
Because that was a really awesome move when you were jamming on the offense for the Quakes. That was that looked really cool on TV.
You know what I like about it? Because I see a lot of the girls, the bowl skating now, there's an aggressive skating culture now. And I see a lot of the girls doing back handsprings in the bowls. And I'm like, I was doing that way before they were probably even born. So I kind of feel like I kind of started a trend, even though it's been later. But Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to learn, but I did learn it. But it didn't happen overnight. They can't hear him.
Yeah, Donnie, go ahead and unmute yourself, bud.
There we go. Sorry about that. My next question, the second part, have you been to the Cascades rink down in Atlanta?
I haven't. I need to get there. I have a girl that teaches skating. She's got her own skate club, and I need to get down there. It's just far for me. I'm north, and it's south. So it would take me like an hour to get there. But it is on my list of things to do in Atlanta. Yeah, I need to get there for sure. Classic skating rink.
Nice. Good question from Donnie. Let's go ahead and keep on going. Reese has a question for, I think, the house. Go ahead, Reese.
All right, for those of you who've seen them in the group, I did like a couple of music videos with like some of the skaters and whatnot, certain songs like for Weber, I did Limp Bizkit Rollin' for the Rolling Bones, and for McDaniel, I did like Jump or whatever. Of those videos, which one was your favorite?
I don't think I've ever seen them. Where they
I
at?
like Jason's video. That was pretty good. Both were good though, I thought, honestly.
The Jump Around with McDaniel, yeah.
Spot on with the songs.
Yeah, I noticed like Sean, you also gave me props for the one I did for Slopey as well. So that's like you've given me props on all 5 of them I've done so far. So
I think we all can agree on this one. There's one video that needs to be done, and it's about a 15-second video, and we just need the one video of Sean Davidson's collision with Tim Washington.
Oh man, my insides still hurt from that.
Yeah. I would have to think what song would probably go well with that one. But
Here Comes the Boom.
Hey, you know what? I think that works.
Geez, what would happen if I didn't have a brain? But anyway, so we'll go ahead and continue on. By the way, that was a joke. I was calling myself dumb. Everybody can laugh. I sense sarcasm from Ray. Thank you. Okay, so Anthony Hardy has a question for the entire panel. Anthony, go ahead with the 5th season question.
Yeah, first off, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm Anthony Hardy, and this is my boy Nick Joyner. I'm staying over at his house. He's never seen RollerJam before, so he's in for a real treat here. But we hail from North Carolina. Come on, raise up. Yeah. But anyway, my question to the entire panel is yes, and I'm not sure if this was mentioned before because I wasn't at the last stream, but if RollerJam were to be renewed for a 5th season and beyond, do you think elements of roller games can work? And by that I mean the figure eight rink, the figure 8 track, and the wall of doom. Do you think they would work? I'm not saying on every single game. I'm saying on like that on occasion and like when the time is right in terms of certain storylines. Do you think any of those elements could work for season 5 and beyond had they been renewed?
I'll actually turn this question to Broadway. Broadway, go ahead and answer this for everybody.
I would say, Anthony, no. I went to all the tapings of Rock and Roller games when they had them years before even RollerJam, and it was in a giant airplane hangar in San Pedro, California, and that set could not be moved. They could never have toured. The Wall of Death, the figure 8, it was such a massive track, they were never going to tour. They couldn't get it out of there, and it was too heavy, and the Wall of Death would have blocked the sight lines for most fans that would have been behind it. So we would have never gone there. We would have never done that. And it's funny, for some of the leagues that are trying to get going and the talks of new RollerJam and roller leagues, that's always brought up. What new gimmicks can be brought in, or how can we redo the track? And in my opinion, you don't do anything. It's about the skaters, and it's about the speed. and the excitement and the athleticism and the story and all your personalities and your characters that's the game. And you don't really need cheap gimmicks like jumps and walls of death and alligator pits, because those are gimmicks just for the sake of gimmicks. So no, we would have never, ever, ever, ever put in a wall of death or an alligator pit or figure eight. And we were going to tour. I mean, we were wanting to tour in season 5. So it would have been the track we used in Las Vegas. That was our road track. It was a different track than we had in Florida. So no, it would have been the same bank track. We wouldn't have gone that route. That's a good question.
That track sucked.
And season 5 would have totally been a tour like that. We talked about that. We were on the same vibe. I was on the same vibe with you on that. A tour, if we would have done even a 5-city tour, season 5 would have been like, okay, let's travel. Because Vegas worked so well. So if we could have went to a few other cities, Chicago or Los Angeles or New York, season 5, a tour would have been amazing. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But anyways.
Really good question. Raymond, you have a question for the entire panel about the 5th season as well. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. It's the $1 million question, and if it's not, please forgive me. But there of course, if there would have been a 5th season, there would be in touring, of course. But who would have wanted to be involved if she were to participate in the 5th season of RollerJam? The late great Ms. Georgia Haas.
She would have been a great manager. She would have been a great manager for any of the teams to be on tour and to travel with. I think that she had it no matter what team she would have been on.
Preferably the New York Enforcers.
Probably so.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that one. Real quick, while we were going through some of the questions, Kim Hart was on earlier. She had to pop off because she had dinner for her family and they were going to an outdoor church service tonight. She said thank you to all of us for coming on and saying hi. So I'll give all the skaters and fans a chance to say bye, Kim.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Kim. Good to see you.
Bye, Kim. Good to see you.
The unknown member of the Hart family.
Oh, God. I said no wrestling references tonight.
My bad.
I'm only kidding. I'll allow one slip up. Okay, so Tom, here's one for you from Kayla. Kayla, go ahead. Your favorite feud question.
Yes, and I can't call you by Tom. I only know you as Kenneth Lowe, the dastardly handsome son of a gun. Okay, who did you enjoy having the on-camera feud with the most? Denise Loden, Mark D'Amato, or Sean O'Daddy Ellison?
Well, right, no disrespect to the others, but Mark D'Amato. I mean, that man had a depth of depravity to him that he could call on anytime, and it was fun. A lot of fun. But the favorite videos of mine watching it now are the things that we did together. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mark D'Amato was one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Me too. I second that.
For the skaters that don't know the story, since you guys wanted to bring up Mark D'Amato, I've said this on a previous meeting, and I've told some of you guys this, so true story. So when the show was on the air, you guys all remember that through the RollerJam website, you could actually click on like certain skaters and send a fan message to them or whatever. Do you guys remember this?
No.
You don't remember this? Okay. I don't think you were one of them, Stacy, but Mark was. And so I was 14, almost 15 at the time, and I was going to send him, a pretty nasty message, basically calling him a jerk and all this stuff, age-appropriate stuff, of course. I wasn't going to... I'm getting corrected for my language for saying the word jerk in front of my child, so I apologize. So, real quick, I clicked on Mark's link, and it sent it to my personal email, and it came back mdmd20@aol.com, and I had AOL Messenger, so long story short, I started messaging him here and there when he was on, and a couple of weeks into going back and forth with him on Messenger, he actually sent me to my house about a mile from where I'm sitting right now, an autographed picture himself. of Mark D'Amato. So it's in my goodies with all my photos. I'll have to bring it next time I'm on. So when you guys all say everything good about Mark, I can attest, as a 15-year-old, he made me a fan, even though he was playing the bad guy. So that's a little fun tidbit there. Gus, you had a question for the house for about season 5. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you found out that there was going to be no season 5, what was your reaction?
I would say I was very sad. I mean, we were all prepared. We were all on this wave, so to speak. And season 5 was, just season 4 to season 5. We were just all on a wave ready to come back. And I think disappointment and sadness.
Very well said. 1 minute they're sticking us with little stickies to do EA Sports games, and we're doing all kinds of like new frontier, like blowing my mind of all these things that were happening. And I was like, what's a green screen? Wait a minute, what is this? What's happening right now? And then it kind of just fell out, and everybody kind of just switched gears and did our thing. But yeah, season 5 was definitely
I can tell you, I got with Tom and Buddy Atkinson that season and said, I didn't know the season. I didn't know that was going to be the last season. And I resigned, actually. That was going to be my last season.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that either, actually. Pretty sad. I think there was a lot of buzz going around that it could happen, but no one was sure. And once kind of settled in that, didn't hear any word, it was pretty, I think we all became pretty close.
I blame Vince McMahon. That it was his fault. Where is he now? I put him on skates. Find him for me. Vince McMahon, where are you?
Damn him.
Bill Crane
have to
has
find
an
him on
inside
Twitter,
story
Stacey.
about that. He told me about it last night.
Oh,
Bill, you want to explain that story?
What was that about Vince?
Yeah, you explained that to me last night and it made a lot of sense, but that's not why I left, but I was just over it.
Well, it was Danny that explained it to me a while back, the whole thing about the WWE and Vince McMahon and everything and what his theory was. And I'll actually pass this question on to Danny Wolf so he can answer it for Malibu Stacy. Go ahead, Danny.
You talking about McMahon trying to purchase RollerJam in season 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he inquired when he was on USA Network. I've told the story last time, but I'll repeat it. He inquired to the owners of RollerJam about buying the league. Not who knows what he would have done with it. And Ross Bagwell and Stephen Land, who owned RollerJam, basically told them to buzz off. You have your wrestling on USA Network. We've got our thing on TNN. What do we need? We have our thing. You have your thing. So late season 4, there were talks that Vince McMahon was going to move off USA Network and come onto TNN with Monday Night Raw. We were excited. We thought this was the greatest thing we ever heard. Like, we're going to be the lead into WWF, or we might be the show on right after it on Monday nights. We were hoping he would leave USA and come on our network. And the negotiations went on for months, and then it was finally announced the day he signed with TNN was the day we were canceled. So I remember sitting in my office, here in LA and getting a call from our executive producer, James Ponte, saying, well, there's no season 5. And I said, what are you talking about? We're starting to talk about the storylines and the skaters for season 5. And he goes, no. He goes, McMahon is coming on our network and signed his deal today, and we got canceled today. So ironically, the day he signed to come to TNN was the exact day we were canceled. Then ironically, he only lasted on TNN for about a year and ended up going right back to USA.
That's
so
why
one can only
find him. We could all gang up on him.
Stacy, do you have Twitter? Because you can help me troll him on Twitter when I go on there and have fun with him.
Unfortunately, I'm suspended from Twitter because I used someone's song to make a workout video, and I'm suspended from Twitter.
Oh.
I know.
It's okay. We'll figure it all out. We'll get McMahon for everybody.
We'll never know what would have happened. I mean, if he would have stayed on USA, I'm sure we would have done at least a season 5. At least. Who knows if we would still be going today? We'll never know the answer to that question. All we can do is hope there's another new league in the horizon and we get this thing going again.
So yeah, he basically used TNN in order to get a better deal at USA. It's just how it works.
Probably at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
But, however, speaking of season 5, there was one single item. I don't know who all knows this. Danny's discussed this before. We talked about it last night on the sound check. So for everybody, for the first time, if you've never heard this story, I want to turn this to Danny and Tom, so that way they can talk to you guys about it, because I want you all to hear this. Go ahead, Danny and Tom, take it away.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were talks, and it was sort of, we teased it a bit in season 4 when I interviewed Tom, not so much Leonard, who was a little earlier, but Tom, about his dear mother, Drusilla Loeb III. And I know Tom had mentioned her a few times in interviews. So it was coming in season 5. I think we were finally going to get to meet Mother Loeb III, Drusilla Loeb III. And we would have done that. It would have happened. We would have got her in that rocking chair up in that commissioner's suite with the shawl and the knitting needles and whatnot. I mean, Tom, you can kind of take it from there. But I think we were about ready to meet Drusilla Loeb III in season 5.
I don't think we had decided whether Drusilla would be alive or dead when we'd meet her in that rocking chair. But it was certainly something that I was looking forward to doing.
Okay, now to add to the
Never say no.
It kind of sounds like the movie Psycho. I don't know, but
yes, yep, you're right on.
So to add to the comedy, who was going to actually play the role of Mama Loeb?
Oh, me. Who else?
You're looking at her. You're looking at her right now.
I'm working my hair up so we can when the revival comes. I'm ready to go.
Kenneth Loeb was a man of many talents.
Any actor can play triplets. It takes a real genius to play triplets and their mother.
I'm glad that we were able to bring that to light for any of the skaters that actually didn't know this. When I found out the story, Danny told me personally, and I was in stitches. So I wanted to have this come out to light. So real quick, while we were talking about everything, we did have one person join, and I'd like that one person to go ahead and introduce themselves to the group. Go ahead, new caller in the line. I believe it was one of the showgirls that just joined. Go ahead, Laura.
Hey guys.
What's up, Laura?
Well, I gotta.
Hey, Laura. Hi, Laura. Laura,
What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
It's so fun to see all these faces. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't stop smiling.
Hello, pussycat.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Oh, this is so cool. You guys have been talking for a long time already, I think, right?
We actually just started recording about 40 minutes ago or so.
Oh, okay.
We had everybody was kind of filing in, and I'm actually live from a different location this evening, and I got my daughter near me, and trying to rein her in is fun. She's 7, so.
Yeah.
But yes,
Hey, take the pressure off me.
But yes, I wanted her to say hi, so hopefully everybody got a chance to say hi to Laura. Kim was.
Hey, Laura. Oh, hi, Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hey,
Did
Laura.
you know Kim was on here?
Kim Hart was on here earlier.
Oh.
I know.
You missed her.
Oh.
She had to go to dinner with her family, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was a little sad because we would have had 2/3 of the Bot Squad and 2/3 of the showgirls on tonight.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, Laura, I got a
Yeah.
question. What was it like to be on the showgirl Sizzle?
Oh gosh, you're asking me to remember something 20 years ago. It was fun. I don't remember it.
25.
But 25, yeah, 25. It was
Hey,
fun.
Laura, your daughter right beside you, she is precious.
Oh, thank you. You want to say hi?
Hey.
No, you shy.
Oh.
That's Lexi.
Oh, hey, Lexi.
Say hi. You want to say hi? Hi, this is Landon.
Oh, hey, Landon.
Hi, Landon.
Hey, Landon. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys.
Wow.
Okay, real quick. Since we're bringing our kids on, I'll go ahead and grab somebody real quick for everybody to say hi once again.
Oh,
She'll
yay.
make her appearance on the Zoom. Vivian, come on over here, sweetie.
Hey, Vivian.
Hold on, she's coming. She's over at her chalkboard working on her spelling words and her math right now. Come on over here, sweetie. Pop in and say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
Vivian.
Vivian.
Hey, Vivian.
What's up, babe? Hey, Vivian.
See everybody on here that's saying hi to you?
Hi,
Hey.
Hi, Vivian. How are you?
Hey, Vivian. What's up? How you doing?
Hello.
Okay, going back over there and work on your math, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue with the questions. House question to anybody that wants to answer. Most underrated skater, male and female. This comes from Jen.
Sam Martin was the Flame. He was the most underrated skater ever.
Well, there was a young man that skated with us. I think he skated season 1, but he got some kind of illness and he had to go home. Does anybody remember that kid? Maybe he didn't even make season 1. I forget the guy's name. He came in with
Rusty.
Mindy Smith.
Hey,
and
that's
them
a lot of
because-
help, Rusty.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't
One.
remember his name, and he's just a
No,
kid.
this guy was like a phenom. I mean, he was a great skater.
In
He got,
Sanford?
what's that?
In Sanford? He just trained
Yeah,
in
I
Sanford?
think he was at the training center and he had to go home.
Hmm.
Oh, that
No.
kid.
There was actually
that
a
doesn't
few of
help.
those
I'm sorry,
guys.
that doesn't help. But
Does not help.
I thought Craig Mitchell was underrated. That guy was
there you go.
incredible.
Yeah, Fisher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. He like did a
That
flip
guy could
over
skate.
Mark Webber during a game and landed on his feet.
Tony Santiago,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tony was good.
the low
Tony was
rider. I mean,
good.
he was good. I mean, he
Oh,
was
low
he was
rider.
featured a little bit, but he was good. He was a really good skater. And I mean, you got to understand, most of these kids that came in were super young. I mean, 18, 19 years old. I mean, a lot of pressure to go over all that and be able to perform in front of a live audience.
Rusty, we were all 18 and 19 years old.
No, I was like in my late 20s. I think I was the old guy, except for Bill. Bill's like much older than me.
Oh,
I think I was 22, 23.
I was
Hey, Russ.
26, 27.
Oh, hey, Rusty. Hey,
I was
Rusty.
30.
Hey, Rusty. I got a question for you.
I got an
What was
answer.
what was it like to team up with Sean Atkinson?
I'll tell you what. So I told him last night when we did a sound check on here. Here's my role. I was kind of like Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan. Sean Atkinson and please, anybody on here, please correct me if you don't believe so. Sean Atkinson was the toughest SOB I've ever met in my life. He was a phenom. He was a great actor. He was tough, and to be able to back him up was the biggest honor. I mean, I loved it. I wouldn't have wanted any other position on that team. That was the greatest thing in the world, and I love working with him. He was a sweetheart of a guy, and man, I miss him. I miss him so much.
You were like the best teammate ever, Rusty.
He was.
We loved you on the Quakes, for sure.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Me? No, I was just fluff. I was
Yeah.
like a B-roll. I was B-roll. footage.
But we loved you. You were such a great teammate.
No, not completely there, Rusty.
Hey, hold on 1 second here, okay? Because Rusty was like one of those guys who he was great to work with.
Always.
You could just do whatever you wanted to do. He knew what he was doing. He was a great skater, and so he knew he wasn't gonna just pound your forehead or face into the pavement or the track or punch you in the face and knock you out.
He was going to work with you.
He was going to work. Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
the greatest
He
thing
was
about
going to work with you.
RollerJam.
He was going to work
Thank
with
you.
you to make
Thank
it look
you,
The
Sam.
guys, the guys in RollerJam,
Yeah.
the real good
Thank
guys in
you.
RollerJam, you could be like, okay, there's like a bunch of different ones where you're like, I can work with these guys. We know what's going on. We know how it's
Yeah.
going to work. And then the other ones, and you could tell like the kids who would be like, oh, I'm going to pull back. I'm not going to do a move or do a certain thing. It's like, it didn't show on TV because it's like, what the hell was he
Right.
doing? Okay. But there was, Sean Atkinson, Tim Washington, Rusty Montgomery, and Mark D'Amato, and a few other people. They're like, oh, yes, I get to work with them tonight. I'm going to come
No,
out
you
alive.
guys are awesome. You guys
When
are
you-
awesome.
When
You
you're
guys
when
are
you're
awesome.
skating 18 to 20 miles an hour on the track, you want to know that the other guy is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. Especially on your size, not now, but back in RollerJam, and my
Yeah, I'm
size
much
back in
fatter
RollerJam,
now.
it was like, no, I don't even mean
I'm
now.
much
It's like,
fatter now. I get it. It's cool.
hey,
We
dude,
were
I
just
skated-
fearless. We were just so fearless back then. Everyone was just fearless. Like, as long as you knew who you were working with, you're like,
Right.
okay,
Yes.
I'll take this big ass hit for some, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as long as you
But
knew
it
who
wasn't.
you were
But
working
it wasn't
with.
about being fearless because you knew it was going to happen the right way. Because
Right.
they were on the same page and stuff.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
let me
sure.
hey, let
I
me
never
Sam,
skated-
let me reverse this. And I'm being straight up. I'm being honest. I skated my whole life. From the time I was born, my parents managed a skating rink till the time I was like 7 years old. So I learned to skate about 2 years old. I thought I was somebody until after tryouts, and then I got the Martin brothers show up, and then I got Brian the Blade Gallagher show up, and I got all these guys that are like superstars. I'm like, man, I'm hoping I can keep up with these guys. And I think there was a perfect blend of skating. Now, when I say that, Bill Barker came in and he couldn't skate to save his life. He was good looking. He was an American gladiator. He had the pecs, but he couldn't skate. He learned to skate. I taught him to skate, but we'll get to that shortly. But what I'm getting at is we had the perfect blend. We had the guys that could skate. We had the guys that were okay, but everybody helped everybody, and we got along for the most part. I mean, I can't speak for everybody that worked with us, but it was such a great show because we all worked together.
I know who
and we
you're
made it
talking
work.
about. I know who you're talking about. Yes, but no, that's the thing. It's like a a team deal, and a symbiotic relationship between the teams because it was kind of one of those things where you just like, okay, you go out on a jam, you get back, who's supposed to, kind of like you get the back of the pack and like, oh, okay, it's that guy. Okay, yeah, he's not gonna like break my arm or break my teeth,
Right.
So, but okay, hey, so Will, so you were talking about like daughters and stuff. So this is my 13-year-old daughter, Miss Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. Oh, look at how cute she is. Hi, Chloe.
Hi.
That's Stacey Twitch.
Hi.
I love your hair. It's beautiful.
Yeah, she's like a Flame Junior.
A little bit. She's
She
better
is.
looking.
It's very rare, too.
yeah.
It's gorgeous.
She got her mom's
You're
look. so-
gorgeous.
But yes.
Hey, Sam, I got a question for you.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, Zeus H.
No,
Crazy?
time out. Let me ask you this. Is she a fan of RollerJam? And when I say a fan, does she enjoy watching it or do you force her to watch them?
Sometimes she wants to watch it just to make fun of me and like get like different when you're this age, they're always trying to get like different types of different things you can like make fun of your parents for.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
So ours
she
are,
is-
I have a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 16-year-old. And when they were younger, I would say, hey, look, there's Dad. And they're like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Can I go now? Can I go now? I got to play a video game. Can I go now? And I'm just like, yeah, you're just not basking in my glory. It's cool. It's whatever,
I will say that she thinks that sometimes when I put the shows on and stuff, she's like, yeah, that's okay. But then sometimes in the shows, when I actually like show her like, maybe a minute or two or maybe half a jam or something. It's
Yeah.
like, how did you break your leg? Or how did you do that? So, but then there's also times now in her life where I'm like, because she plays like super upper league club soccer stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like one of those things where it's like, how did you do that?
Right.
So, yeah.
Hey, before we go on with questions, Bill, I want to ask Bill Barker something. Bill, you there?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Where are you at, Bill? You outside or what are we doing?
No, my phone's about to die.
Your phone's about to die. I want
go
Bill
ahead.
Barker to speak because I'm like cutting him down left and right, and he has nothing to say. So I want a rebuttal.
Well, I'm not quite sure what to say because Tom never gave me my cue cards. But
Man.
Captain America. Think Captain America.
But I don't know what was the question there, Rusty?
Let me ask you this: the first tryout we ever had at the training facility for RollerJam, the shirt that I was wearing, you guys were making fun of me. What did it say?
Fear tastes like chicken.
Absolutely. You and Iggy. And I couldn't stand either one of you. And I wanted to fight both of you. Do you remember that? I hated both of you.
Oh.
It was, I think, Stacy. I think she can agree with us. We came in from Gladiators, so it was just a little. We just had a little different kind of attitude about the whole thing, where we just came in. We were already performing on a show and everything else.
Yeah, you guys thought you were something. I mean, you thought you were something.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. We were just having fun. You guys were all taking it serious already. We were just having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we were nobodies and you guys were superstars. I get it, bro.
I was just a contender. I got my ass kicked by the Gladiators nightly, and I got paid for it.
We were
Send
even
along.
skating
Eyes
on the
off.
track at that point.
Just coming on the track now.
Yeah, thank God Danny muted his video because he has $1 million house. It has like 20-foot ceilings.
Well, I was the one that muted him because I could hear him talking in the background.
I can't hear anything from Burbank over there.
We need to have some video in here of actual RollerJam footage so we can talk about the footage. How do we do that?
Yeah.
Who's the tech person?
I'm actually going to turn that to Cindy because Cindy and I were discussing that actually the last time. And she knows more about how to do that, and we'll have to do that starting on the next one. But real quick, Cindy, you'll be willing to help me out with that the next time, correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stacy wants actual footage in these meetings so that way we can talk about
Any
certain
footage
things.
I have are on VHS tapes.
I have them. I have them on a disc. I got them on a disc somehow.
I never converted anything off of all those tapes are older than
my mother taped every game, and I have all
Mine
these tapes
too.
in the garage. And I was
Yeah.
gonna get them converted to like a flash drive until I saw Lauren's videos on YouTube, and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna watch these. These are great.
I had DVDs. Somehow I managed to get some DVDs along the way. Maybe from Danny Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any recording we have on VHS tapes probably aren't worth much. If someone has like some sort of actual real footage, like that'd be great.
Hey everybody, before you get too far along,
Behind the scene photos, just so you all know, those behind the scene footage photos, I have those.
Oh, me too. Those are staying in the vault.
I was gonna say because a lot of footage has popped up in that stream, and I'm like, I was there. How do I not have these photos?
Boxes of photos that I haven't unleashed yet, just so you all know.
Maybe
Yeah, we
for our
gotta start
next Zoom,
posting
cross
those.
two or 300 photos from there. I have a lot of photos from that.
I wanted to say something about Bill Barker, okay? Is that okay, Will?
Sure.
Okay. So I remember when Bill Barker showed up at the training center, and I'm like, oh, geez, this guy's going to kill me. But then he put skates on, and it was like, oh, I'm good. But he learned to skate. I actually did skate teaching. Okay, I taught skating and stuff. And that guy, I didn't teach him, but he learned so fast about it, okay? And then you have these guys coming in to like from different other TV shows and stuff. And for the entire, I'm not sure anybody knows this because most of you guys don't know this, but the entire time at Sanford, Florida, okay, at the track in Sanford, I was the one who cleaned the track and cleaned the bathroom. I was the janitor, okay? Because Tom was telling me, like, we need somebody to clean the track. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Not Tommy Wick, Tom, the other guy.
What was his name?
Tom, he was the operations
I don't
man.
remember his last name. Oh,
Wasn't
Yeah,
Tom
we know who you're
the-
talking about.
Classic.
What was his last name? Whatever.
I don't know his last name, but his first name was Tom. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
yeah. He was
Oh,
like the
Tom
manager. He was
Chasick?
the manager.
Yeah.
Tom
Operation.
Chasick.
Okay, Tom Chasick. His favorite thing was like those Newell's like cookies or whatever, because they were everywhere in the trash. And so, but yeah, not to let you guys get too high on your horse, even though you guys are so much cooler and twitchier than I am. But
Oh,
it was
shut
like
up,
one of those
dude. You're a
things that
better
was like,
skater than I ever was. You're a better skater than I ever was. Come on.
we're talking about persona, so
Yeah.
it was one of the funniest things. It's like I remember when Ross Bagwell walked in the first time. I'm over there like I actually walk out of the bathrooms with the trash bags and stuff in Stanford, okay. And I didn't know who he was, so I walked over there and I got the broom. I was sweeping the infield and stuff, or the dry mop or whatever. And he's like, "Who's that guy?" And they're like, "That's Sam Martin." He's like, "What the fuck is he doing cleaning the infield?" I was like, "Hey," I'm like, "We don't have contracts yet, so I'm just doing the early contracts and stuff, like just to like get skaters in and stuff." It was pretty fun.
We all had to do it though. I remember at the American Gladiator training facility, like when we weren't filming, we had to sweep, we had to clean, we had to paint.
Exactly.
Don't
I
get it
know.
twisted. Don't get it. We all had to put in the time.
Does anybody else?
Exactly.
That American Gladiator facility was trash somehow when we
It was
first got
crap.
there, moved there.
That shit
It
up
was like,
so good.
oh, John. No, that wasn't so bad. It was kind of fun.
Hey, Sean.
I mean, relative
Sean,
to any other
were you-
job.
Sean, were you an American Gladiator also?
No, I never was. I just came out from LA. I ran into Lee Rearman and he told me about the audition and hooked me up with a tryout. But you know what's funny, Sam, is I don't think I ever told you this, but the first day I arrived in Sanford, coming out to LA for training, I think I saw you doing laundry at the little laundromat in the strip mall. I didn't say anything, but you had a bag of those yellow and red jerseys.
It was
that
the
we
practice
play with.
jerseys. Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I think I know that guy from like the couple episodes that I watched for research.
You know, it's kind of funny because like that's kind of continued on in my entire life about being like a single father of a daughter since she was 2 years old. So I pretty much do all that my entire life. So
There were a lot
Okay,
of stories like that. I had production call me one morning and say, "Hey, on the way in before taping, this was on a Saturday, they said, you need to go to Home Depot and buy 2 metal garbage cans." And I'm like,
"Yep,
like just regular steel garbage cans?" "Yeah." I said, "Okay, great." So I got those. So I skated the game, and unbeknownst to me, Tim Washington hit me across the back of the head with one of those garbage cans, which dented it like this. And I was like, "Oh, that's how I picked up the garbage cans." Okay.
And
so yeah.
So you
there's a lot
bought
of that.
the weapon that actually like damaged you.
That's classic. That's classic, Rusty.
That's
You
a
had
true story. That's a true story. The garbage can, it was like buying the weapon that you're going to kill yourself. The garbage can that I got was the one that whacked me across the
I
head.
never knew that story. That's good.
I
Oh,
thought it was
shit.
for like trash. No, it was for me during the game. It was crazy.
Oh my
I can't
God.
make this up.
That's the funniest freaking thing I ever heard.
Okay, hey everybody, I've got to go because I got family in Texas. I'm visiting my best friend in Texas, so we're hanging out and doing some stuff. So,
Sammy, I'll give you a call,
buddy.
buddy. Good to see you.
Sam, I'm so glad you came on, honey.
Thank you,
Your
Sam.
daughter is
Bye,
gorgeous.
Sam.
Hey,
That's the
Mr.
greatest
Sam.
daughter you have, sir. Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Flame
Have a
off!
great night. Thanks for coming on, and it was nice to talk to all you guys and meet you guys. And I'll probably have a better chance to meet the next time for a longer time. next time we have this whole thing. So
Thanks, Sam.
Take care,
Thank you,
Sam.
Papa Sam.
no,
Take
not
care,
Brittany.
buddy.
Are you
All right.
Brittany? No.
Flame off.
Flame off.
Yeah, the flame is being extinguished. How about that? So, and it's kind of like the Olympic flame. We never actually get extinguished, but we do move place to place. See you, Rusty. We'll talk
See
soon.
you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
Hey, Mark,
Rusty.
hey,
All right,
hey,
Rusty.
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta accept me on Facebook or something. So. He's like,
Look at Bill's face.
What's
He's
Facebook?
like
What's
the old guy
Facebook?
telling you to get out,
Which,
get off
no,
his
which
lawn.
Bill?
Get off my lawn.
Yes, exactly. We'll figure it all out, guys. And thank you guys, all the fans. To you guys, it's like, awesome.
See ya.
Thank you so much for coming on,
See ya.
talking and stuff. It was nice to meet all
Talking to
you.
me?
Hey,
Was that
buddy.
Bill?
Yes, I meant by Bill. William? Is your first name William or Bill?
It's Bill.
Okay.
No,
I
your
thought so.
last name is William. Don't lie. What are you doing?
Well, it is William, but I go by Bill.
I know you do. All right, we'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, you guys have a great
See you,
night.
buddy.
Fun. Bye.
I'm
Later,
so glad
Sam.
Bill Barker's here. His little daughter helped him get on Zoom. God bless her.
Yes. Save me.
I love you, buddy.
I knew I was gonna have problems.
I know you would.
I said that to you earlier when you called me. I said, how do I get on?
I called Bill this afternoon. I'm like, hey, you got to be on this. It's on Zoom. He's like, what's Zoom? I love you so much, buddy. Hey, let's meet tomorrow night. We'll have dinner. You want to do that?
Let's do it.
All right. I'll come out to Windermere and we'll have dinner.
Oh, Windermere.
Hopefully the guard
Don't say
won't
it
get
like
me in
that.
trouble at the gate this time. It'd be pretty cool.
Jen has a question, and I think there's a tie for this one. Let's see if any of the skaters know. Out of the male and female, who was on the most teams? Who played for the most teams?
Wasn't me.
I gotta say it was me.
It's not me.
There's a tie. It's a tie, or maybe by one.
I was
Because
on three.
There was that one season where they sent me
No.
that. There was one game where I was on
Oh.
two different teams in the same game.
Yep.
I switched teams at halftime.
Yeah.
Right? That was Bill. Bill, you take
Yeah.
that one for
Yeah.
sure.
The female, you think it's
I was on three. I think Lindsay Francis.
Lindsay?
Bill and Brian tied for this one.
Lindsay was
I
on the
think
roster.
Lindsay had it.
Was on three.
Bill and Brian who?
Gallagher.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
remember
He
how
was
many
on quite a
teams
few
he was
teams.
on.
Faith?
Well, that's
Laura, how many
Faith on
teams were you
multiple
on,
teams?
Laura? Two? Okay.
Wasn't Faith Urban on the
She was
Quake,
on multiples.
Forsters, and the Riot?
Yeah.
Faith was
Yeah.
on multiple teams.
Yeah, Faith Urban started out with the California Quakes. Then she
Started on
went
the
to
Quakes.
Illinois Riot.
Lindsay, how many were you on, honey?
Three.
Three? Yeah, me too. I was
Three.
on three. Yeah.
I think it's Shauna Brown, Shay's sister. She played
Yeah.
for every team except for the Rustlers.
How many did Randy Garrett play for? Randy Garrett played for what? Two teams, maybe three.
Yeah. He was only for Nevada and Illinois.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, if season 5 were longer, I probably would have got the record because I wasn't staying on a team for very long once the Sundogs.
They were flipping
I think the Enforcers were the only team you didn't skate for.
Oh, you started becoming a has-been, Bill. I mean, it
Oh, I
happens.
just-
Like quarterbacks in the NFL, you just like start.
I didn't have a home.
I know.
Season
I know.
5, they would
I'm
have.
still your buddy, man, but you were just like, you just didn't do it anymore. I don't know.
Although that period of on the Riot with Richard was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hi.
Would you say it was a riot, Bill?
Yes, it was a Riot.
That's a good one, Lindsay. That was a good one.
Season 5, they would have probably just made up
All right,
a
can
team
I just
to
say, am
put
I
Bill.
the only one with a cocktail here? Seriously? I see
No,
Rusty.
no, you're not.
I do
Who
too.
are you? Who are you? Lindsay, who are you watching?
Lindsay, I do too.
Lindsay,
I'm watching
who are you
everyone.
watching?
I'm on my husband's laptop.
Lindsay, who are you watching? Are you watching Rusty?
I can see everyone. I feel like I'm doing something naughty right now because I can see 30 people. This is weird.
Look at Rusty.
Hey,
Here.
there we go.
There we
Rusty.
are. All right.
I see
All right.
Rusty with a glass. I see Lindsay
I
with a
went
glass.
super basic.
Mine's
I
empty.
see
Super basic.
Stacy with a glass. And
Dude,
Katie
I even
Cooper.
got
Brooke?
I even got ice
What is
before
it?
we started. I got ice.
Oh
before we
no,
started.
I'm
Orange?
wine.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, Lindsay.
Can we get a cheers to our
Cheers.
hosts?
I
Hey,
gotta
Lindsay.
work
Please,
tomorrow.
thank you for putting this together.
Hey, Lindsay.
Cheers. Happy Saturday.
Good to see
If I
y'all.
wasn't on-
Happy
Oh,
Saturday.
No, I have a lot of behind the scene footage,
Oh.
and photos.
Oh,
just
Lord.
FYI. Just
Oh, the
telling you.
photos? I have a whole thing of photos. I gotta go dig
Easy
them out,
on the
though.
whiskey, Rusty.
You what?
Well, can
Easy
you
on the
imagine?
whiskey.
Who
Can you
said
imagine
that?
if
I'm
we had
sorry.
That's
Who
phones
said
Katie
that?
like we
Cooper, your friend.
Hi, Katie Cooper.
I
How have
can't
you
get-
been?
I'm
I
good,
miss
good,
Katie
good. I
Cooper.
can't get my video to work. I'm sorry. I'm on my husband's computer.
It's a great
I left
photo.
my laptop at work.
I'm
But
a beer connoisseur, but I'm trying to limit it because I weigh 240 pounds right now.
you're
so I
fine.
think
We need to
whiskey'd
get
be the better way
together.
to go. So yeah.
we definitely need to get together. We live too close together.
I know, right?
Yes.
Hey, listen, let's go to Cimarron Skateway on Sunday night. We'll go to adult night and do some shuffle
Let's do
skates. What do you
it.
think?
Oh, it's the whole
I would
COVID
so
thing.
go with you guys.
You have a whole what? A COVID? What does that mean?
The COVID thing. I'm not sure if I should be
I've had my
skating.
shots. I'm fixed. I'm
Oh,
fixed.
well, I haven't. But we definitely need to get together. Maybe we'll do beers at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Guys, we're
Baby
gonna go
doll,
for a
you let me
skate
know
and
when
then
and
we
where, and I'll
Ale
be there.
House.
Let me know when and where, and I'll
Okay,
be there.
I'm gonna get Fred too.
Yeah.
My
Where's
All right,
Fred?
Take flyers to
Stacy.
the ale house.
Stacy.
Ale House.
Ale House.
Ale House. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Ale
Yeah.
House.
Hey,
I love
Stacy.
that.
Ale House right now.
I mean,
It's
I'm
funny.
still in
Brandon flyers.
Orlando. I see Jamie Conomack is totally on board. She's always
Yeah.
bugging me to go skating.
Yeah.
And
Let me know when to fly down.
I was just
You
gonna say,
too.
let me know when, and I'm coming down. But who wants to room with me? Stace, you in?
I will. I will.
All right,
Let's
cool.
go to
hey,
Orlando.
Brooke Sunderman, are you still in Orlando?
Absolutely.
And
Me and
where's
Heather.
Heather?
Heather's in Oviedo.
Okay, I know your
We're all
sister is
still
still
local.
here.
Yeah, we're both
But-
still here.
Let's
Okay,
do a
so
weekend.
Hey,
let's
Lindsay,
do
we have a room
weekend
here.
in Orlando.
Let's
I
do
know
it.
Bill's still here. Bill Barker.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
Lindsay.
still waiting for season
Ale
five.
House.
With the beer.
Lindsay.
What's that?
We definitely want to book a weekend to get everybody get together. for
I'm in.
sure.
Let me know. My weekends are free. I work during the week, and I'm ready to go. I was supposed to go to Florida last weekend, and we had another huge snowstorm. So yeah, no bueno.
Oh.
Hey, that sucks.
No
It's like
stakes.
78 here right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
a little bit.
Yeah,
I
it's, like,
have-
it's
I
gonna
have
be like
one-
90 tomorrow.
We
Yeah.
have
You know
one
what, Brooke?
bedroom
That's
here.
enough out of you. I'm
Is that
I'm
Brooke
freezing
Sunderman?
right now, but I'm like,
I
there's
know.
so
we
much
have a
snow,
bedroom
it's
I
here.
not
gotta work
funny.
Somebody
outside
flies in.
tomorrow, so
Somebody flies in. We have a
We
bedroom
always
here.
talk. Jamie and Stacy and I always talk about getting everybody together, and we're definitely going to do it someday. I mean,
Orlando's so easy. Like there's so many
Yeah.
places to stay in Orlando.
so
right?
we're definitely gonna get some rooms. I got some connections with rooms and at the Rose
I'm
Inn.
in. No.
Hey,
I'm
listen. Hey, everybody, listen to me. Everybody,
I
listen to
stay
me.
at Rusty's house. Everybody's at Rusty's house.
No, I've only got a 4-2. If I relax, and I have one daughter at college, so I have one king size bed. But listen, Florida's open, and when I say open, Florida's
wide
open.
open.
Anybody wants to come here, everything's open. Restaurants, bars,
Oh, yeah.
hotels,
everything.
Ale House.
restaurants, everything's
Ale
open.
House is wide open.
Ale House.
Yeah,
Well,
come on
if
down.
I'm- if I come,
Come on.
Get me out of this hell.
Richard Brown's back.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, you
the
know what else?
can come, I'm wearing my mask.
Hey, you know what else?
Hey.
I want all of our fans to listen. If we do like a reunion tour, I want our fans to be there, and you guys come too, and let's hang out. I mean, let's do it.
Yeah.
That sounds good to
I
me,
mean, let's
Rusty.
do it. Come on.
I'm down.
I was
Down
I
with
was the
Anthony?
biggest. Oh, sorry.
So I have a question. I didn't tune into the first one, but in preparation for it, I went and dug out some stuff, and I see Cindy has, it looks like a plethora of deliciousness back there. Is that your
Yeah, she
uniform?
does. She's
Oh my
awesome.
You got to do
Lindsay.
show and tell. Cindy, show
Hey,
us what you
Lindsay.
got.
Hey, Lindsay, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Give me a minute.
Uh-oh.
Rusty,
Cindy came prepared.
Are we all
I
gonna
don't have
go and
time.
like
I
grab
got
our
work.
stuff? Grab your gear, folks.
I have a lot
I
of
have
stuff.
no
All
gear.
mine.
I have nothing.
Brooke
Hey, I know
Sutherman.
you
Boots and
got
all.
was the
gear.
only one who had anything last
Just
time.
about this
Brooke
almost.
Sutherman.
Don't say no, Brooke. You know you have it.
I
Brooke
have stuff, but I've been
Sutherman.
working, so I don't have. Yes, sir.
It's underneath. You're just gonna like
Brett.
put
Superman.
it, right?
What?
Oh, that's
Hi,
good.
Brooke.
That's a,
Where's
like
Heather?
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Awesome.
I don't
The
even
I've
remember.
never seen one of those.
I still have the crown, ladies. I still have the crown
Yes.
in
Let's,
Oh,
storage.
yeah.
let's see
All right,
it.
Miss
Oh,
Roller
yeah,
Derby
you
Queen over here.
My
Oh,
head
yes, you do.
now.
That's fantastic.
Let's see it, Blitch.
It's in
Yep.
storage.
Dig
I
it
have
out.
it sat on my dresser
She
for
has it cryovac.
years here. Sorry, I had to.
Heads
So
up, we should have
funny.
done a drinking game at the beginning of this, Bill.
Oh, we should have.
Oh.
No,
All right, here
I
we
gotta
go.
work.
I'm
I'm
back.
a bartender. We should have done this.
Look,
Come
yeah,
on.
bring
Here
the
we go.
ice
Here we
line.
go.
Okay.
I got the helmet. I got the helmet.
What
Hold
would
on.
have been the rules,
Hold on.
Lindsay?
Oh my
my
God.
God.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I got the number 14 Quake.
Wait a minute.
I can't see. What is it? What do you have?
Rusty's got his
He's got
helmet.
2 helmets and
Two
a uniform.
I don't have a helmet. Rusty, you
I
scored.
know. Stacy, because we never wore helmets.
That's
We barely ever had our helmets on.
This is true. This is true.
Facts,
Can I get
yeah.
You got all the good.
Can I get a
Well,
word
I
in?
knew how to talk to the wardrobe people.
I
was
have a.
smooth.
I do have a jersey. I have actually 2 jerseys, and I have all the cloud stuff, but it's all in storage. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Do I? Can I
All
get a
right.
word in?
Go ahead, King.
You have your
He's
briefcase.
back?
Brooke, where are
Hi,
you?
honey.
Where is Heather?
I couldn't get a hold of her. She was at her daughter's track meet today.
Oh,
So what are you
She
saying?
didn't
That
answer me back.
she's saying that her daughter's track meet was more important than seeing me?
I know. Craziness.
hey, Richard.
That should be a trip to the dungeon.
Richard.
Yes,
Richard,
sir.
I
Yes.
thought you had at least scored from some just for men for this interview.
Let me see if I can find her though.
Who said that?
Rusty.
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 Yes, sir.
Rusty,
Yes, sir.
2 minutes in the penalty pod.
I love you, brother. It's so good to see you, man.
It's
So
good to see you guys. Hey, I'm in for this get together. Whatever you guys can set up, whatever set up, let me know. Maybe it'll coincide with a trip that I take to Florida. I usually go down there about 4 or 5 times a year.
Brother, you need to call me, man. When you're down here, you need to call me. We're gonna hook up. Come on.
Absolutely.
Instant message me.
Is the track still in a storage unit in Orlando? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
My
I don't know.
I have no idea.
My understanding it was sold.
Oh darn, that sucks.
Wow.
Lindsay's
I
got a
still have my
roller
Let's got the
jam.
jacket.
I have my
love
jacket.
it.
Backyard.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear
I
it?
still
It's
have
got like
mine.
its own interference.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, Lindsay.
I
Lindsay.
got our roller jams warm-up suits.
Yeah.
I still got mine.
Hey, Richard, do you have me on your screen, Richard?
I want the track.
Yes, I do.
You see that one?
I didn't see.
Wait.
And you showed me that Quake uniform for what reason?
Because it's the best.
Because that was the #1 team that ever was. I mean,
I wish I hadn't been working. I'd have had my briefcase, my suit, the whole deal.
you'd take my knee out. Which knee would you take out? Which knee would you take out?
You know, if we have a get together, I'm coming in my suit and my briefcase.
I know you will. And you'll have your little crown. You'll have your little crown.
I have a crown too.
You have your little crown. I know, brother. I know.
Yeah,
man.
I can run right to Burger King.
Hey,
and get
Lindsay.
one of them.
Lindsay, I got a question for you.
Yeah, just
Hey,
hope
listen.
Blabber doesn't give a haircut this time.
Hey, Let me give a shout out real quick. Let me ask a question. Matthew Sampson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
All right, man. So I'm seeing you on here. You haven't said much. Who was your team? Who'd you like?
I started watching like beginning of season 2, and other than I had the biggest crush on Lindsay, my team was the Quakes.
We all did. We all had a crush on Lindsay, but it's futile. Whatever.
Aww.
That's cool. So Quakes were your favorite team?
Yeah.
Good
That's
choice.
cool, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you being here, man. It means a lot to us. Seriously, it means a lot to us.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Is that Danny Wolf?
Oh, here
Yes.
we go.
Man, you look so old.
He is. He's super old. He's super old.
We all got old.
Him and Bill
Ancient.
Barker. Him and Bill Barker are right there. They're like right
Unlike
there.
you,
When we-
King, I
when
dye
we
my
have-
hair.
When we have the reunion, Danny,
Yes,
what,
King.
what did I when we have the reunion, you need to give me mouth to mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Oh, that
I watched that not long ago.
That's so great.
Hey,
The
Bill
best part
Crane,
of that
I've
was
got to
is
take off. I was wondering if I could get one small request in before I leave.
Feel free. I just got back here to the computer. I know you guys all saw me like disappear, and I heard you guys chattering when I was away. Being a type 2 diabetic stinks, and I had some residual effects that I had to go take care of, so I apologize.
As
I
you
incorporate
ate
my broken
Dairy
foot.
Queen like ice cream. Okay, so go ahead.
But
Thanks,
just
Rusty.
before,
Love you too.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm just noticing. I mean, it's whatever.
just before I take off, for the enjoyment of everybody in the room, could we get Danny Wolf to wish Richard Brown good luck?
Of course I
Oh my
will.
God.
Yeah. So, Richard, I wish you the best of luck tonight with your interviews.
And I don't need your good luck. I got it all covered myself.
Yeah.
They still got it after all these years.
Thanks, you guys. That was priceless.
That's just pure
Oh,
gold.
yeah.
I
problem, bro.
appreciate it.
Take care,
Thanks for
Brian.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, brother.
actually,
Take
let's
care.
get back to the questions before I had to quietly exit stage left for about 5 minutes. Matt actually had a question regarding injuries on the show. Matt, go ahead with that question.
A question I had for everyone. There was like storyline injuries, but were there any like real legit serious injuries that may or may not have been seen on the show?
That was funny.
Yeah, there's injuries.
Yeah, Debbie Rice fractured her neck.
Yeah.
That was real. That was real.
Remember
When she hit the upright, that was real. She fractured her neck.
Yeah.
I remember a skater Karen had ligaments in his knee.
Yeah.
Almost
broke my
every
left
time
tibia.
Richard hurt somebody, it was fake.
I think
broke
didn't
my left
Jason
tibia and
break
I
his
broke my
collarbone?
rotator sack on my elbow.
Someone broke their
Jason-
collarbone trying to do a leapfrog over Sean Atkinson. I don't
Yeah.
remember who it was, but someone tried to leapfrog and broke their collarbone.
I
Jason,
think
I think.
everybody has had some type of a injury. I know the poor ladies got nothing but skin by from sliding them little old dinky outfits they had to wear. A couple of them, I felt sorry for them.
Richard, I have road rash in places one should never have road rash. Yes.
In
That's,
Vegas,
that's a
Rusty,
scar. I swear that's a scar tissue.
you know, a lot of the injuries came when we did that trip to Vegas. On that track, it was just so slippery, and then they had other people slice their hands and stuff because they made it out of aluminum and they didn't cover them.
Yeah.
It was Amy Craig slid up into the kick rail, I think, and took most of the skin off of her. You saw her shin bone exposed, and we stopped the game and sprayed Sprite. Remember, we had to bring out a canister of Sprite and spray it on the track.
Yeah, so I told everybody this last night, the couple people that were on during the test Zoom. So the track that was in Vegas, when we went to Vegas, that was the first time we ever skated that track. And it was a totally different track, and the plastic was so slick, we didn't have the right hardness wheels to stick. So if you watch the first couple of games, we were slipping and sliding like we were on ice. It was horrible. It was a horrible track.
And
They
Rusty,
brought in a
Those
wheel
are-
specialist and gave us all special wheels.
Actually, it really didn't matter about them slipping and sliding because most of them played hockey anyway. That's a joke.
So we're going to talk about injuries for a
King
second.
2-0.
So we're going to talk about injuries real quick. Richard, do you care to bring to light your suspension from the show?
No.
No?
The only thing the one thing I want to say about that was that when the company wanted to fire me, all of the skaters stood behind me. And I just couldn't thank them enough for the love that they showed. What happened shouldn't have never happened. To be honest, I just snapped. When he kicked at me, all I saw was the skate coming at me when he kicked at me, and I just snapped. It's not something that I would have wanted to happen. It's not something that, I felt bad about it, but that's part of the game.
That was J.R. Widener was his name.
Yeah, that's J.R., yeah.
So Justin actually had a question for Lindsay, and I know he's patiently been waiting to ask this to one of the very popular ladies on the show. Go ahead, Justin, with your question to Lindsay.
Hey, what was it like to be in a match race with Talisa Miller?
Talisa was awesome. You know what? I can't say enough. She was a pisser and a half to work with. You know what? If she liked you, you knew it. If she didn't like you, you knew it. And she made you step up your game no matter what you were doing. It was awesome. You know what? She was like, whether you knew you were going to kill it and look like a rock star or you were going to absolutely eat shit, it was going to be the most fun no matter what you were going to do. So it's like, okay, I'm in. Fine, whatever. It's cool. I'm in. Totally. So it was awesome. I'll be honest, I don't remember the deets of the match race.
I know.
It's been a minute for me, and I've got a little bit of a distraction. Hi.
That's okay. It's all good.
But
hey, your daughter's beautiful,
you know
by
what?
the way.
I can't say enough about it. I can't say that I didn't learn just so much stuff. Just having fun. I think that for me is not necessarily the question, but I don't think I've ever had a better time than pacing at the Sanford Place with music blazing and doing 35 miles an hour and just beating that pack and hanging out with the person behind you. And just, it was so much fun. Like, I wish right now I'd probably pay any amount of money to have that experience right now on that track. It was amazing. That good.
Training was super fun in Sanford.
It was fun.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
A lot of
Bill.
hours.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Can I stop you real quick? Let me stop you real quick. I'm looking at Gus. Hey, Gus, can you hear me?
Sir.
Hi, Gus. How are you?
Good, sir.
I'm just looking at people and talking to people that I haven't heard from, and I want to know about you. What are you doing?
First, I want to say I was the biggest Laura Weintraub mark.
Yay,
Huge
Laura!
All right.
mark.
All right. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead and mute. Go ahead and mute again, and we'll go on. Go ahead. No, I'm joking, man. No, good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
I mean, like I said, I actually flew down to Florida for a couple tapings.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I mean, like I said, I was a mark. I was a huge mark.
No. Time out. That was awesome. That's awesome. So I didn't hear from you, and maybe you spoke earlier. I'm sorry, but I see you guys on here patiently, and I just want to talk to you. I just want to see who you're about and what your affiliation was and all that. So.
And at that time, I hated Stacy Blitch. I hated
Really? She was awesome.
Because I hated the Quakes. I hated the Quakes.
You hated the Quakes?
Yes,
you
I hated
Rusty
them.
Montgomery? I didn't do anything bad.
No,
Hold on. The worst thing I did is I bulldogged Denise Loden, but that was the worst thing I did. Other than that, I did good. I did really good.
No, because at that time, the fans were becoming smarter, you know, and I didn't like the fact that the Quakes were being shoved down everybody's throat. Like they were, like Stacy was the second coming of Joni Weston, you know, stuff like that. That bothered me.
Hey, Gus.
No, she was.
Gus,
So who was your favorite team?
Hey, Gus.
Yes, sir.
Most of the skaters didn't like her either.
Oh, whatever.
Oh.
Richard doesn't count.
At least on camera anyway.
Richard doesn't count.
Like this elbow.
Who said I don't count?
Don't.
Hey,
I'm
Gus.
joking, brother.
Yes, sir.
No one
Gus, Laura's
ever
down
counts
here.
out Richard Brown.
Yeah, I know. I saw her.
Talk to her.
Where is she? There she is. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow.
Hey, Gus, thank you. That was so sweet.
Yeah, I was marking out. I mean, I don't know. It's just there was you had that the proverbial it factor. You know what I'm saying? She had it. You know.
I missed that it factor. It's been a while.
So yeah, it was. It was such a great experience when I went down there, seeing everybody. You know, I never saw. There was one person who I really liked a lot, which was Karen Magnuson. I love Karen Magnuson.
Oh yeah.
She was another one that had that proverbial it. You know, that it factor, which I really liked.
She's the goat. She's the goat.
Yeah, she was great. I never really saw her skate, but she kind of sucked.
Sorry. Thank you for having me on. I've got an early morning tomorrow, and I hope I get back on these shows again. So nice seeing everybody.
Good to see you, Tom. Take care.
Tom, I'll get you soon.
Oh, it's good to see you.
L3 is out the hole.
Hey, buddy.
Anybody want to take a guess at my favorite roller jam skater?
Oh yeah, I'll
Rusty
take a guess. I'll
Montgomery.
take a guess.
Rusty
Besides
Montgomery.
you.
I'll take a guess.
Come
Right,
on, let's get serious.
Richard Brown.
Rusty Montgomery.
No,
This girl.
Renee.
no.
Nene.
I actually
Sigmund Williams.
answer to this, so I'm going to step off and not answer it.
11.
Heather.
I,
Oh my
I
God.
have an
Renee.
idea. I have an idea.
Sigmund Williams.
Nay.
Kristen Stelvio.
Nay.
Oh.
Mindy Slip.
It was
Laura
it
Weintraub. Laura
was, it was
Weintraub.
my queen,
Denise.
Denise Loden.
Denise Loden.
No, come on, man. There
What?
were good people. There were a lot of good people.
There really was.
Yep.
As a fan, I can
No, I
attest
was
to
just
that.
saying what was my favorite skater to watch was her. I had several female skaters that I really enjoyed watching. Debbie Rice was awesome. She
Yeah.
was just
I think we all brought something. To the
Gina
table.
Lombardo to me was probably the most
Stop yawning, Laura.
improved,
Stop yawning.
improved skater of
Stop.
everybody.
For sure. Gina was great.
She when when she first came down and started training, she almost didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Story.
Yeah, Buddy wasn't going to choose her at first.
Yep. True story.
Gina
But
actually.
you know who
Neither did you. We helped you out. Neither did you.
Do you know who brought Gina to the table?
Lindsay.
Chad. No, not me. Chad. Chad brought me. I thought he was trying to date me. I didn't know. I just thought we were going to go skating one night. I had no clue what was happening.
Had fun.
And then we kept skating, and then they offered me pizza, and I was hooked. I was like, okay.
I just saw something in Gina that I thought she would make it. She would do the job. And when I talked with Buddy, he said, "Okay, we'll give her a shot." You know. So, and
Yeah.
I think she did all of you guys did a fantastic job. I give my hat down to you guys. I really do. Each and every one of you, you always stepped up when you were asked to. You always did the job that was asked of you. I just thought all of you really were just outstanding.
Thank you. Richard.
I
Richard,
enjoyed, that was one of the most enjoyable times in my skating career.
Yeah.
And I have over 40 some odd years of skating roller derby, bank track.
Yeah.
And that was some of the most enjoyable times I had.
I appreciate you, Richard. Thank you so much for that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of people I want to thank on here, but and just give me one. Let me talk for 1 second. So Cindy Zimmerman was a great skater. She was
Cindy who?
awesome. Cindy Zimmerman. If you don't know who she is, go ahead and log off, log back on. Maybe you'll figure it out. I don't know. She was awesome.
Oh, boy.
What a great friend of me, and what a great skater. But I will say, so for the sound check last night, there was a few people on. It was Tom Nowicki, and I wish I would have said this when he was on, but Tom and Danny, honestly, for the latter seasons, made this show. And when I say that, I'm not trying to give them props. I mean it, because they had the talent, they had the personality, the persona. We had so much fun working with them. So, Danny Wolf and Tom Nowicki were the shit when it comes to this thing. So I enjoyed working with them both. They carried us, especially the guys, AKA people couldn't act. They carried us in our conversations and our interviews, and I really appreciate everything they did for us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another female skater who I thought, when you were talking about underrated earlier, and she was on the Texas Rustlers, was the skater named Laura Heiser.
Oh, yeah.
Laura
Oh,
was
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Whatever happened to Laura?
I don't know. Really solid, good, consistent skater.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Laura, do you
One
keep in
that I
touch with her?
liked was Mindy Smith.
Mindy
Oh,
too.
Mindy Smith
Yeah.
was a good
I'm in
yeah.
contact with her, but she's
She
not
was
on
so
here.
quick.
She's awesome.
She was good.
Oh, she was awesome. I'm in contact with her on Facebook, but she didn't come on, unfortunately.
Oh.
I tried
She
to get
was-
Chad, and I texted Sam as soon as we went on and told him to come on. But I tried to get Chad. He didn't respond either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Next
chance to talk with Sam last week. I guess it was last week.
Oh, thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, that was
There's
good going.
Hot dice.
And to give Tom Nowicki some love, our Kenneth Logue, is, we would shoot, I think it was like 8 games or 8 shows on a weekend. And that guy had to know and memorize every storyline that was going on simultaneously, because every interview he did was about some different storyline or conflict or whatever was going on. And being a trained actor,
Yeah.
he was very few people that had to keep all the storylines in his head. And I don't know what, as far as the skaters go, but it was difficult if you watched RollerJam at the same time we were taping, because everything sort of overlaps. You're watching games that were taped weeks and weeks and weeks ago, and you're watching those storylines, but then you're taping the next day or two, and then you got all new storylines. So there was so much to sort of keep track of. And Kenneth Logue was so good at knowing all the storylines, who was feuding, all the conflicts, all the drama, all the setups. And there's only one time that I can ever remember that during an interview, he basically forgot what to say. And I think it aired. And there's a line in Hollywood, if you say the word "I've gone up," it means I forgot everything I was going to say. There was one interview we ever did where I asked him something and he stood there and didn't say anything. And he just went, "Danny, I've gone up." And I didn't know what that meant at the time. So what I said was, "Oh my God, Kenneth Logue has nothing to say. For the first time ever, he's a loss for words. He has nothing to, he forgot everything he was going to say. And all he said was, "I've gone up." And I didn't know at the time that was code in Hollywood, or for an actor to say, "I've lost I don't remember any lines. I don't remember anything to say." And that aired, him saying that. And he was so upset after that interview at himself. I'll never forget that. He went up, it was in season 4, he went up to his luxury box, and I went up there and he was pacing and like cussing himself out. And he was so pissed because he forgot his lines.
Oh, wow.
And, but it only happened one time.
Danny, thank you for that story. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. That's so great.
So,
Hey,
Danny,
Ray, hold on, real quick.
What's your excuse?
Real quick. What's my excuse? Real quick. I want to ask something. I got a question. So I want to ask, and I can't tell because of the screen. Is it Jen with the baby in her arms? Is it Jen?
Hi, yes.
How are you?
Hello.
I just want to know about you, and I see you're on here, and I haven't really heard much. You did ask a question or said something earlier, but I want to know what's going on. I mean, you are a fan, or what's going on?
Rusty, you are the sweetest thing ever to be asking us about us. That is so sweet.
Well, because I'm watching you and your baby and your husband, who's much uglier than you are, thank God. With the goatee, he looked like a Russian mafia guy. But I just want to ask, what's your affiliation? What's going on, and how'd you come about to know about RollerJam?
So my husband, who he's a big fan of RollerJam. He would pull it up on YouTube at night, and we'd watch it. And so I started to get into it too. And one day he said, go on Facebook, see if there's a RollerJam fan page. So we went on and we found it. And so I've gotten into the show since he got me turned on by it. Yeah. And
who's your favorite team? And don't be biased. I know the Quakes were the best, but just hold on. Who was the best team in your eyes?
I'll let John answer.
No. I want to know Jen. I want to know Jen's answer.
I like the Quakes.
Quakes.
Yeah. To me, it was the most exciting.
Yeah, we were, but it's cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
That question set
It was
up.
great. It was great. Now, what's your husband say?
John, who's your favorite?
Oh, sorry.
All right, now he's gonna come on.
Hey,
this
Rusty.
guy who looks like he like wrestles for NW.
Yes. I agree. I'm much uglier than her, but that shows you I got incredible game to reel her in, right?
Yeah. There you go. All right.
It wasn't the looks, so.
Yeah.
I always like the enforcers.
Okay.
You
Hey,
know,
great talking to you guys. So thanks for coming, and there's some parting gifts we'll give you.
Hey, you were on the enforcers a couple of games too.
No, I was in the enforcers the very last season. Yes, I
You
was.
were. I remember. You had the big white elbow pads.
Yeah, because I had a broken elbow, but thank you.
Yes. But I remember you played for them a few times.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
I liked when Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington did the double moves.
Yeah.
The Angel of Death, the Eliminator.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's all about you right now. It's all that matters.
Yeah, the Eliminator.
All right. So
Stone Cold
my
Rusty
last
over here.
question here. I'm sorry. Hey, good to meet you guys. Congratulations
Thanks,
on
Rusty.
the baby. That's awesome. My kids are grown, so
yeah. Good luck.
I'm done with that. So, John Zoni, is it Zoni? John, can you hear
That
me?
is correct, Rusty. It is Zoni.
Who was your favorite team?
I was a Quakes fan.
Are you just saying that because?
No, I am not
like
just saying
the
that.
guy-
I was a Quakes fan.
Quakes.
I kind of, I enjoyed watching everything. It's like, but it's as I got into it more, it's like the Quakes were the team I settled on.
Okay.
No offense to Stacy and Cindy, but I did have a crush on Jamie Conomack. So
Really?
I'll admit, it's like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's like I just whatever. I don't know what it exactly was. Unfortunately, I missed the first call when Jamie was on last month, but it's like something about her personality just clicked with me. So
I get it. So let me ask you, when the show was going on TV, where were you at in your life?
I was, 99 to 2001. That was sort of within, it's like I live in Connecticut now, but I grew up on Long Island. It was been up in Connecticut about 5-6 years at that point for work. And so it was, and again, I started, it's like I was kind of late to getting into roller derby itself. It's like Richard will probably remember this a little bit. I really started watching it when ESPN was showing the T-Bird games in the mid 80s. And I remember Richard in those games with the Eastern War Chiefs, I believe. Richard was skating for at the time, and that's how I got into it. And then as time, those games went away, roller games came on. watched that a little
Right.
bit, and it went away.
Right.
And then obviously RollerJam came along, and I got into it. And again, I enjoyed, especially looking back at it now, looking at the old games on YouTube and the pictures on the fan page. You remember, it's like, well, obviously a Quakes fan, you just like remember, it's like, oh, it's like you think about everybody, it's like, and for everybody on here and all the skaters, it's like, it's I feel honored to be. I would thank Bill Crane for putting it together. And it's like I feel honored to be in your presence, even if it's just digitally, because like you were all so great, and to get a chance to tell you guys that. And to be a part of this is a pretty cool thing. Thanks to Bill Crane for setting it up, and thanks to all of you guys. It's like it was a blast watching you, and it's a blast getting a chance to talk to all of you.
Oh man, hey John, thank you for you, because I mean, back in the day, we wouldn't have been so successful if it wasn't for you guys. I mean, seriously. And people say that, but it's the truth. I mean, it's all about ratings. So thank you for you.
Right.
How old were you back then?
That would have been my early 30s at that point.
Okay, so we're about the same age. All right, great.
All right.
You're
Thanks.
awesome, man. Hey, thank you for being here. It means a lot to us. Thank you for being here. Seriously.
Thank you, Rusty. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Can I
Thank
jump
you.
in for a few minutes?
No, well, I'm still talking. No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Hey, no disrespect to the king.
I have to go off because I have an early bus trip tomorrow. So I just wanted to say a couple of things. Number one is that all through my career, the most important thing about skating was the fans. Everything the skaters did was to give the most enjoyment we could to the fans. And we understood that without the fans, we really wouldn't have been anything. I wouldn't have been the king. I wouldn't have been Little Richard. I wouldn't have been who I was without the fans. And it's just remarkable when you sit out there and see thousands and thousands of screaming fans, people hollering your name and everything. It's just, the feeling is just remarkable. And I just want to thank every one of you that were fans. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all you guys did to make us who we were.
It's a pleasure.
Then the other thing I want to say is that I've already said it once, but I can't state it enough, how I enjoyed skating with you guys, being around you. When we weren't on the track, we were still like a family. We still did things together. I can remember going over somebody's house and partying and stuff, going out. And it really just, it just, the camaraderie we had on and off the track, I thank each one of you guys, because if it wasn't for you, I might have been still not doing anything those 4 years that we were together, other than what I did was doing in security. So I want to thank each and every one of you for what you did to make RollerJam the success that it was, and for the way you treated me, being the grandfather out there. You know, they said I was only 41, but we all knew I was 51. So, but I just thank you guys as skaters from the bottom of my heart for putting out whatever you could to make the games the way they turned out to be. And so that's my thank you to both fans and skaters.
Richard Brown, you're the shit. I love you, brother. You taught me so
Not just
much.
the shit, you're the king.
Oh, you are. And he taught me so much, and I'll always respect that guy. He's awesome. He's
Richard,
awesome.
you gotta remember. King Richard.
With that, I'm really going to have to,
Richard.
Go ahead. Yes.
Hey, Richard. Hey, all I gotta say is you are the real king of RollerJam, bro.
Well, thank you much. Thank you very much.
Long live the king.
See, that's one of the things I think
king.
That's one of the things I think that wasn't noticed as much.
Brooke, you can tell Heather I miss not seeing her on here, but I'm gonna
I talked to her just a minute ago. She's with her kids. She's doing stuff with
Okay.
the kids. She
All right.
couldn't make it.
I love you guys. I have to really leave. I got to get in bed and get some sleep. The federal government DOT requires me to get at least 8 hours of sleep. So
I ought to get my hours of sleep eventually.
yeah.
Take care, Mr. Brown. Good to see you
Take
again.
care,
Thank
Richard.
you very much.
Have a good night. Take care, Richard.
Bye.
God bless. My
Have a
friend.
good night, Richard. Thank you for coming on.
Love you, Richard.
All right, bro.
Bye.
Okay, so real quick, I do have a question from Brian Hale. I know he left a little bit ago. Stacy, are you still out there and listening out there in the middle of nowhere? I see you waving. Okay. So, Stacy, you had feuds with several of the ladies. Which one was your favorite, and who did you have the best chemistry with, and why?
Can't hear you,
You're on
Stace.
mute.
Stace, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Sorry. Okay. So first of all, Heather Gunnan was not my favorite skater to skate with. I didn't like her. I didn't like to skate with her. She was dirty. But I honestly really loved skating against Lindsay because we kind of had the same vibe. We kind of got the situation that it had to be like over the top, but we still kind of played off each other very well. So I would say the favorite skater to skate against was Lindsay because it was fun. It wasn't so intense, but it was fun, intense, if that makes sense at all.
Hey, Stacy. I love that.
I would agree with that fully. And you know what? To this day, I still cannot do a back handspring. But you inspired me to try a lot.
Yes,
A lot.
yes.
But I could take it like a champ. That was the fun part.
The fun part was I want to make you look good. So just hit me really good and I'll make it look really good.
I'm like, it's fine. I'll take it. I'll sell it. It's great. No problem.
Right.
I was
Same,
what,
same.
You want to kick me in the face? Okay, cool. I'm
right.
in.
I'll get you later. You can kick me in the face if that makes
I was
sense.
like, what would we do if I spin around backwards? Okay. It was awesome.
Exactly. Yes.
stuff.
Same. Good question.
Okay, my apologies. My daughter's getting ready to go to bed. She just popped on real quick while Richard was saying his goodnight and was waving to everybody. So.
Oh, good night.
Good
night.
Night.
So, real quick, Lindsay, Reese, is he still on or did he pop off?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, so what's your question about this karaoke thing up in New York or whatever? Let's hear this.
Hey, what's up, Lindsay?
What's up, Reese? How are you, honey?
Doing good. Because
What you got?
Lindsay knows that I happen to sing karaoke a lot. And for last year, I was actually supposed to head up her way, because they always have karaoke Wednesday nights, and it was supposed to be my birthday that day too. But unfortunately, COVID's kind of sucked. So I'm like, Lindsay, I'm making a promise. When we finally reopen up, we're getting a song right there. So I want to ask, if there's one song I could dedicate for you, what would it be?
Oh boy. Now you're
Spring
speaking my
Love by Stevie B. Spring Love by Stevie B.
Who said that? I have to know who said that.
Rusty.
Rusty.
Of course he did. Oh my God. Wasn't that your wedding song, Rusty?
No. Almost.
All right. Reese, you got to give me a choice though. What's your genre? Come on. Give me
All
your
right.
vibe.
Definitely rock. So I could do alt
All
rock,
right,
I could do
I'm
soft
gonna
rock,
say-
hard rock. Yeah.
I'm going to say anything from Queen, and I'm a total sucker.
Wonder?
I am
What
obsessed
up?
with Queen all
We
day.
will rock you. How about that?
Queen.
Yes.
Ooh.
We will.
Yo, if they
Gaga's
have
not
the
on one of my
combo
jams.
if they have the combo version of We Will Rock You into We Are the Champions, nailed it.
See, we're on the same page. I'll be your number one fan all day. Love it.
Yeah. I got to keep the voice good for that one then. Ooh.
Nice.
I still like Stevie B. I still like Stevie B.
Trying to join us.
We
still
just
like
had,
Stevie
I think, somebody join us that was in the waiting room, and I let him in. We were asking the last question. Go ahead, new caller in the bushes.
It's Mo.
Hey,
Mo
for
Sanders?
namesake.
Mo Sanders, what's good?
What's up, man?
What it is?
Wow.
Yes.
Who?
You
What up,
made it.
Zilla?
That's what I'm talking about.
Holy crap, man! What's going on, bro?
He said he had to get something to eat. I was like, I was like, sign on.
I had to finish eating.
It's my namesake.
So much Lindsay for getting them on.
The best techno skater we ever had. Ever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ever.
Skills.
Yeah.
All day.
All day.
Yeah.
What's up, Rusty?
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
What's happening?
Not much, man. So good to see you, man. So good to see you.
Who's all on here? I can't even see everybody.
All the cool people are here. All the cool people.
Quakes.
All the Quakes are
That's
here.
right. Tell them, Stace. Tell them, Stace. It's Quakes.
I ain't lying. Quakes.
Hey, Laura.
Quakes.
Wow. Business just picked up a little bit, didn't it, with Mo Sanders?
Hey,
Oh yeah. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Mo.
Rusty's here.
Wait a
Hey, Mo,
minute.
can you hear me? It's Rusty. Can
Mo?
you hear me? Mo,
Hey,
can
so
you hear
just-
me? It's Rusty.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want you to brace yourself. You know who else is on here?
No.
Bill Barker.
I saw Bill. I saw him.
All right. Bill Barker
Captain America.
with his gray ass beard. I can see it from here. Like, oh.
I was muted. I'm sorry. What's up, Mo?
Yeah, I didn't get to
Still
shave
trying to
it
work
off.
this phone.
It's 3
Yeah, I see
hours.
that.
It's 3 hours past Bill's bedtime. It's no big deal.
I know. I'm saying. Hey,
Don't worry,
the crazy
Bill, I'm right
thing
there
is,
with you.
hey, I'm the age Richard was when we skated.
Damn.
This is true. That is very good.
That's
Good
right,
research.
man. That's right.
Wow.
So you're saying you could?
No,
So you're saying you could still skate to this day?
I didn't
You could
say that.
skate. You could get on the track right now and you could skate. You're Captain
I didn't say
America.
that.
No,
You're Captain America. You
Bill,
could do
Bill
it.
would be more of a manager type.
You
right
could
now.
do
He's
it,
more of a
Bill.
manager.
Just, hey,
You could
just
do
because
it.
I know, hey, just because I know it's not going to happen. Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can do it, Captain
Hey,
America.
That's right.
Funny thing is, I have you guys know I opened up a skate shop in Dallas, right?
Yep.
And so I'm always on the screen. I'm always playing like the old RollerJam videos, and then earlier today I was playing the Roller Games videos, and it had
man.
Richard. It had Richard. It had Ray Robles. It had Patsy Delgado. Oh my
You
god!
just missed Richard.
Riot reunion.
You just missed Richard.
Nice, man.
That's
You
wild.
just missed
Yeah.
Richard.
I saw Richard in Philly a couple years back.
Yeah.
When
He
I
was
out
just
there,
here. You just missed him.
Yeah, I was playing derby out there at a tournament, and I went and saw Richard. I'm still
Legend.
playing derby, y'all. I'm still playing.
There's Mo.
Oh yeah. That's awesome, man.
The legit stuff. The legit stuff.
Wait a second. Didn't I see you in briefs and on a track in briefs? Did I not see you in briefs on a track?
You probably saw me in less than that on a track.
It's true.
Yeah, you could.
You'd
You could look
definitely
it
be a
up.
Quake.
You could
Do we
look it up
have a Magic
on.
Mo situation? Come on now.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Google that.
yeah, it's on YouTube. It's the
Google that.
Magic Mike versus Chippendales bout at RollerCon.
I would have given you some of our old uniforms, Mo. You should have called.
I was telling him he should have been part of the ripoff.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
if we did it today, imagine. Come on now.
I didn't need a uniform for this.
No, he sure didn't. Classic stuff, though. Good job, Mo.
Yep. Same old stuff.
I always remember one thing about you, Mo, as a fan, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you and see you on here. So my one lasting memory of you was the very last aired episode that I saw was the Demolition Derby in your pre-interview before the tables race when you said, and I quote, everything goes through Mo Sanders. And I literally, as a fan, I said to myself, knowing that comment, he's going to be the last one to go through a table.
Pretty much. That was.
You went through the table, and I laughed so hard. I was 16 at the time, and I lost it. I was laughing so hard.
I actually just a couple of weeks ago, after talking to Sean, saw that match for the first time.
That's awesome.
Like, I had never seen it. Like, we filmed it, and I never saw it on the show at all on TV. And then Sean or Mark was saying, I think it was, well, it might have been Sean, it might have been Weber, had said something like, oh yeah, these are all on there. I was like, I'd never seen it at all.
I had it on VHS for about 9 years, and I moved about 4 times during the process, and I lost the tape. So when they started all getting uploaded to YouTube, I was thrilled because I was able to watch them and get some good giggles and remind myself of how entertaining it was for me as a younger teenager to watch the footage.
That is so hilarious. I skate with guys who were watching RollerJam when we were on there. And they were kids, and they skate with me now on my team here in Texas.
So you know Richard's down in Texas, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Richard Brown's in Texas. So you might want to get a hold of him.
What part of Texas?
John.
San Antonio.
What was that, Stacy?
I thought he said San Antonio, didn't he?
Oh, that's not
No?
far.
I believe he did. I believe he did say San Antonio.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hit him up. I didn't know he was down there.
But he travels a lot through Texas. Like he does a lot of routes through Texas. So maybe you can meet up with him.
Yeah, Texas is crazy big.
Hey, Bill, I got a question.
Which Bill? There's 2 of us. There's Barker
and Bill Crane, William Crane.
Okay, the host. Okay, let's hear it, Rusty.
There you go. I have a question from a skater to a fan, Anthony Hardy, the captain. How are you, bud?
Ahoy there. Hanging in there.
Who was your favorite team?
For one person and one person only, it would have to be Sean Atkinson and the Quakes. Yes, I was a Quakes fan.
God bless you,
Yeah.
brother. God bless you, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Why is that? Why?
Yeah, it's because of Sean Atkinson. I know that we both know that, God rest their souls, Mark D'Amato and Sean Atkinson, miss them both dearly. They really carried the show. And there was something about, I was always cheering for the bad guys, and my pops, he was a huge roller derby guy. He was a huge roller derby fan back in the day. He always cheered for the enforcers. So I just had to go with the good guy. I've always cheered for the good guys, especially whether it be wrestling, whether it be RollerJam. I've always cheered for the good guys. So Atkinson was my go-to guy. So it had to be the Quakes. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me ask you this: your dad still around or no?
Yeah, he's still around. I first heard about RollerJam when I was watching he was telling me about roller derby, how we watched it back in the day, and he saw that RollerJam was coming back, and it was early 1999. And this, like I said, this was back when TNN was steering away from their country side of things and going into more variety.
Right.
And that's how from day one, I got hooked. I got hooked on it. And
good deal.
Unfortunately, I missed the second half of season 1, the first half of season 2 due to the process of moving back, caught back on afterwards, and then just wrote it out until the end. So, like I said, and this was before I joined the Facebook group. And and I just want to say a big special shout goes out to you guys. And before I joined the group, I would scoff at it and it was like, what is this, pro wrestling? How in the world did they mix pro wrestling with roller derby? And once I started joining the group and started to get to know everybody, whether it be the fans, whether it be the skaters, I'm like, man, I still skate. And I just want to send big props to all the fans, all the skaters, and I just want to, if it weren't for COVID, I would just give everybody the biggest group hug that I've ever given them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. let me tell you something how special this was to me. So, we'll go to the last season of RollerJam, and I skated that. I was planning on leaving, whether RollerJam ended or not. And my dad was not doing good. There was a lot of ups and downs with my father. He had a massive heart attack during one of the tapings and all that. And I was really super excited. So one of the last tapings we ever had, my dad was in the truck with Ross Bagwell, and he let him come in and watch. Who was a big producer of the show, and he let him watch the show. And so fast forward to the ending of the last season we had. I was with my girlfriend, who is now my wife, and my dad got to watch that show, and we got married a couple of weeks later, and my dad died 3 weeks before the wedding.
I'm sorry.
So no, it's all right,
man.
it's all right. So it was
sorry to hear
crazy. It was a crazy time, and what a great time. And the reason I'm telling the story is, the RollerJam producers and everybody in the trucks knew that my dad was not in good health, and they brought him in. They would let him sit in the trucks and watch the taping of basically me getting my ass kicked, is what it was on tape, which was embarrassing, but whatever. Yeah, but they would bring him in, and what a good time in my life. And the reason I keep asking, I keep interrupting and asking people who are fans of us, I want to know what you guys thought of this, and I want to know how we impacted you, because this was brought on to me because I was a skater for a long time, and they interviewed me, and I tried out, and I made it, and you guys were our fans, and you guys mean more to me than anything else, because if you guys wouldn't have been watching us, we wouldn't have made it as far as we did. So I want to appreciate, I want to thank you and appreciate you guys for doing what you did. So thank you for you guys. I mean, without your support, we would have been nothing. We'd have been nothing. So thank you.
Thanks, sir.
This really means a lot to us, Rusty. I know what to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate that, Rusty, and
Thank
I
you,
have no
Rusty.
idea how much this really means
fans
to us.
on here and fans all over the world that, you and many of the other skaters that are on tonight, you guys brought entertainment into our lives at various points that, for whatever reason, you guys helped us through some tough times in our personal lives and our, daily lives or whatever. And, so those couple hours on Friday night, you guys were on TV, you made us regular, everyday people sitting at home feel superhuman because we were watching what you guys were doing. My childhood home literally is a mile from where I'm sitting right now, and I'll send some of you guys a picture of it where I grew up. And I'd sit in the basement on Friday nights starting at 8 o'clock and watch RollerJam for 2 hours. And it was part of my Friday night ritual. I was skipping middle school dances, skipping, the fun stuff to watch you guys because you guys were my entertainment. And so, it means a lot to myself and the other fans. What you guys did was absolutely amazing. And, from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure the other fans can agree, we thank you for putting on the show you guys did for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Just want to say, there's a skater that can't. She had a hard day today. She wanted to jump on, but she just said to all the skaters, who know Sean, you'll know who I'm talking about. Onion Butt gives her love.
Onion.
Who's Onion Bus?
Onion Butt, who was here for the first.
John,
hold on. Let me clarify.
Let's let Sean Davidson answer that one, since he knows exactly who we're talking about.
Wait, I do too, but we need to clarify. It's not onion butt. It's just onion.
Onion. Onion.
Not onion butt.
Oh, and it looks like Weber's coming. He just texted me.
Business is about to really pick up.
Oh.
Mark
Danny,
Weber.
Game's about
Mark
to change.
Weber.
Pardon me?
Like I should stay longer.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
What's up, Danny?
Laura did pop off. She's got to get up early, so just wanted to let you know she has exit stage left. I actually had a question for her, but we'll ask that another time. I apologize to a few of you that I didn't get a chance to get to questions, yet. Obviously, me getting up for 20 minutes did not help. And I noticed several of us jumped off. Janet jumped off. I noticed Sam Martin did. Quite a few of the skaters did.
Sam was on here?
I think John kind of did a couple questions while you were going, so.
Bill
Well, I
Barker,
appreciate that,
Rusty
John.
Montgomery, and Stacy Blitz did not jump off. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know.
We're still here. I'm still here.
That just sounded really
Brooke's still here.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby? Hey, Stacy. Hey, I gotta ask this. You remember the last time I fucking saw you and I scared the fuck out of you? Tell me.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. We got to put a rating.
Where was that
TM now.
Altamont Mall. Altamont Mall. Do you remember that or no?
Was it outside the mall?
No, Altamont Mall.
Oh, Altamont Mall. No, was it after the taping?
No, this is well after RollerJam. I walked into the mall and you were outside a store. I mean, you were in a store, but you're outside in the main drag, like look at it, closed. And I came up and I grabbed your waist and I screamed, and you like jumped like 3 feet, and you punched me a couple times. You don't remember that? Seriously? You don't remember that, really?
No, I don't remember.
Oh my gosh, I scared
I
the hell
remember
out of
a lot of.
What
I
if
don't
that
know.
wasn't
That's the
her,
last time
Rusty?
I saw you, and that was probably
I'm forever
18
young,
years
but I
ago.
don't remember.
That was probably 18 years ago. Yeah.
Maybe I blame the weed. I don't know.
No big deal. It was just
Every
funny.
thought.
It was funny.
Oh.
And I apologize to you guys for cussing on the podcast. I'm sorry.
It happens, Rusty.
No, I'm sorry.
So the last time we were actually doing this Zoom, I kind of want to take the reins for a second. Since we both have Reese and Mo on here. And John, I think
I knew I shouldn't have brought this up.
you knew I was going to, Reese, because this was epic. So Cindy was here the last time. Stacy, you were not, but Jamie was on the last time. And when we had Jamie on, she saw Reese and mistaked Reese for Mo Sanders.
Not once, twice,
That's
but
awesome.
3 times.
Three times.
Called him Mo.
Yeah.
So it was at that moment, everybody, and Katie, I'm glad you're still listening so you can hear me say this. It was at that moment that I realized that Jamie's on-screen character is not a stretch from who she is.
Oh, y'all know.
It's cold.
Y'all know this.
Jamie is Jamie.
Jamie's Jamie.
But I'm glad she was able to be herself on the show, which makes me laugh a little bit more. But it was one of those moments like I found myself laughing because I was like, "Oh my God, Jamie!"
Yeah, she was something else.
I wasn't here last time, and that story does not surprise me a bit.
No.
Dude, I was about
We
to say, though,
rolled with it.
I only
We-
had one
we-
hair color, though.
We rolled with it. We was like, okay, he's Mo. He's Mo. Who are we to say you're wrong?
We rolled with a lot of things with Jamie. We just rolled.
Yeah, it's bad.
We just rolled with Jamie.
We was like,
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Reese,
Dave,
you're
I'm like
Mo.
I'm Mo's light-skinned twin.
Yeah, really.
Oh boy.
Man, Reese, that's just
I gotta
horrible.
take off. I gotta get up early.
Wait.
All of
Stacy?
you. Thank you
Stacy,
so much.
Stacy.
Stacy,
Before
That's
you
bullshit,
go,
but whatever.
I was thinking about giving you a $30 donation to your fundraiser.
Okay.
And when it does, instead of talking on Skype, can we do this via Messenger video?
Yeah, whatever works best for you. And I can send you an autographed picture as well.
Okay, that's a good thing because if you're looking for me, on Facebook, my name on Facebook is Pierre P-I-E-R Emond E-M-O-N-D Normand. So that's my That's the photo. That's my picture. My photo picture is that.
Okay, send me a message. Send me a message and put quakes in the message.
Absolutely. I
Oh,
will
that
do
it's
it. I will do it.
Yes, because I don't do Facebook very well. Not very good with Facebook. Just so FYI.
Okay, so I'll find your profile and I'll type Quake.
Yes.
Bye, Stacy.
Hey, have a good night, Stacy.
Later, Stacy.
Good to see you.
See you soon. I'll call you soon.
Stacy.
Love you, girl.
Love you.
I love you.
Here.
Quakes.
Stacy left before I could get out something that I wanted to confess to the whole group. So she's leaving, and now I get to confess it. I'm actually a little frustrated. I wanted to confess this with everybody here. So when the show started, I was 14 on the day of the premiere episode, and I watched literally every single episode from start to finish for the entire time you guys were on the air. And there was my favorite male skater. I'll let you guys all take a guess who it is.
Craig.
John.
Who do you think it was?
John Atkinson.
Craig.
I think it's Mark D'Amato.
D'Amato.
D'Amato holds a special place in my heart. I addressed that earlier, Mo, and I'll tell you the story privately because I'm not going to tell it a fourth time. But my favorite male skater on the show was indeed the Ack Attack. I think that's kind of a given, right?
My man.
And then for the female skaters, I had two that were my favorite.
Wow.
I had two that were my favorite, and two of them that I literally told my mom at 14 years old that I literally wanted to fly down to Florida to ask the two of them on a date. Now, I'm going to give each of you one guess who one of the skaters is, and I'll tell you if you're correct, and then I'll let you guys guess the other one.
So simple mathematics would eliminate one of those.
Yeah, we can eliminate Stacy, okay? So
Lisa Seltzer.
Absolutely.
Lucy Francis.
Who do you think it is?
All right. Lindsay, take care, babe.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Lindsay.
Bye, Lindsay.
I love you, Lindsay. Lindsay, I love you.
Lindsay. Take care.
Love you.
Bye, Lindsay.
Now work on that queen.
Thank you so much. It has been just a blast. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Bye, honey. Love you.
Lindsay, can you stay on
Snuggle
for about
Saturday
30
over here,
seconds
so I am wanted to watch some Jurassic Park. So we got to go.
No, Saturday.
And Lindsay, I'll work on that queen for you.
Lindsay, you got 30 seconds to hear who the second skater is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
You got 30
Is it
seconds
Lindsay
to hear who
Francis?
the other skater is.
Must have been Lindsay.
I'm sorry. I'm being distracted.
It's okay. So my two favorite female skaters on RollerJam that I literally was begging my parents to take me down to Florida and ask on a date. One of them, everybody guessed, was Stacy Blitch. Do you want to guess, Lindsay, who the other skater was?
I don't know, my dear.
I think everybody in here knows who it is.
You, girl.
I do.
I do. That's very sweet of you, Bill. That's really
Bingo.
sweet. I'm glad that I could be anybody's favorite. That's amazing to hear. I appreciate that so much. And you know what? I don't think I can say it any better than Rusty did, but genuinely, this was something that was such a blessing to be a part of. And like all of our big moments, I think in life, you don't really realize what you get to be a part of until you're probably a little bit more mature to really take it all in. But I'm so thankful for all the experiences, and just I had a blast. I loved everybody I worked with and made me a better person. Just so much stupid fun.
I love you. Hey, Lindsay,
He wants
I
me to
love
go
you.
snuggle.
I love
Because
you.
wait a minute, hang on, watch. What's today? What is Saturday?
Snuggle Saturday.
Wow.
Hey, Lindsay.
That's called being
Lindsay.
called to task.
Hey, Lindsay.
So guys, I
Lindsay.
love you. I
What's
have
your-
to sign
what's your
off because
son?
this
What's
is
your
my
son?
priority, but it has
I
been
love
really,
you.
really great to be around
We
this.
love you.
Say
Good
goodbye
to
to
see you.
everybody.
Love you.
Bye.
Take care, Lindsay.
Bye-bye.
Videos.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
All right.
It was awesome to have you on, Lindsay. Thank you.
Hey,
you
thank
you
God she's
guys.
gone, huh?
No, you guys
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
for all
Carry
the
on.
skaters, for all the skaters, me and Bill, we always talking back and forth, and we're always, he has to pull me back sometimes because I'm the nervous Nelly. I'm like, oh, is it gonna happen? Can we get this person? And you guys showing up. Yeah, I mean, the first one, I was like, is that gonna be just a one and done? Was it a fluke? Can we make it bigger? And Bill's like, calm down, we got this. So everyone, I mean, Sean, I know it's late over there in your neck of the woods. Thank you both times. You are a trooper.
No problem, man.
Rusty,
Thank you guys.
Big John Stud.
love the stories, man. You know, I'm talking from a fan standpoint. There's that old saying: you don't want to really meet your heroes because sometimes they'll turn out to be the villain.
Yeah.
And each one of you guys, every skater that I have been able to speak to, have just been. It's like getting to know a new family member. And I told this to Cindy, and when she was telling me about her site, and I was like, I got you. I'm gonna help you up because you know what, this whole thing, we are a family.
Yeah.
From fans to skaters, we are family, and you help out family, no matter
Cool.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
And Mo, thank you for coming on. You were definitely a skater me and Bill have had on our list to try to get on the show. This is just two guys that are fans, and we just, but it's like I said, it's a little community that we're making, and we want to really do a reunion. We really do. I mean, I live literally 21 minutes away from the old RollerJam arena that you guys used to film at. But and the fans and everybody that Jen, she was here for the first one. Everyone that's been here since the first one, and you're here again. And the new ones. Thank you guys. I'm just sitting back and watching and soaking it all in. And like, Bill was right. That's just my nature. I want it to go as smooth as it can, as perfect as it can. And you guys are awesome. You guys, I always say I can't say a bad thing. You guys are, for me, you guys came in a time when I was younger. Me and Bill, we were about the same age. When I used to watch wrestling, my mom actually walked in on one of the segments when Sable had the handprints on her boobs.
Remember that? Those were the days.
So she saw that and she was like, "What is?" So she, banned me from watching wrestling. So I stumbled upon RollerJam. I stumbled upon RollerJam one night, and I was like, "Okay, this is safe enough," But and I got hooked automatically. I got hooked with the dice. I've always said the dice were my generation. They were key to that demo, to that generation. And when I had the video game, I'm telling you, I used to create every skater. Every skater was in my wrestling game. But I would have storylines for everybody.
In which video game?
SmackDown Shut Your Mouth.
Oh, I thought you were saying RollerJam video game.
No. Oh, I wish.
I wish too.
I wish. I was hyped for that. That was really one huge punch to the stomach when it didn't come out. It was. I was hyped for that. I was like, okay, something new. And it's like, but that's why when a lot of the posts that I post now, like I do fantasy booking, I did one for Bill Barker, I did a fantasy booking for him. I think I did one for shit. I did a couple of them. Those were in my head from when I was a kid. Those were in my head. I just kept planning new things. But like I said, I just want to say that on behalf of myself, on behalf of Bill, man, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And like we said last time, we will be making more. We'll be making more. We'll be doing different subjects, different topics. And Danny, we are pulling so hard that you bring this back.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, we are your #1 fans. We are fingers crossed, and if we got to go kick some producers' asses, we'll do it for you. And
let's go, Danny.
It can be done. It could be done.
I mean, to have a fan from Canada,
From Quebec, Canada.
That's awesome. We went international.
That's right.
Well,
Taking it over.
Thank God it came to Montreal. Thank God it came to our Réseau des Sports in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So, but at the time I was not in Montreal. I was in a small town north of Montreal called Shawinigan. So that's how I got hooked on RollerJam. It was on a night called the American Night on the Réseau des Sports. It was called La Soirée Américaine, or the American Night. And like I said, there was RollerJam, and then it was followed by a American Gladiators Attitude version called Battle Dome, and then it was WCW.
Again, I'm sorry for that last one.
WCW.
Yeah.
They actually played RollerJam in the UK.
Oh, cool.
Can I get in a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead, Donnie.
Okay, thanks. First off, I do want to say I sincerely appreciate this second Zoom meeting. Sorry I missed the first one. I would have really enjoyed talking with Jamie, Chatty Chat. She was part of my favorite team, of course, the Quakes. Not just saying it, but, I do have some memorabilia, the Quakes hat. Every time they come on, of course, look forward to all the teams, but there were two things I really look forward to when watching the Quakes. It was, of course, one, when Stacy would do her back handspring flip top thing. That was cool.
Or backflip spear. Backflip spear.
Of course, it was also Sean Atkinson, his Superman attack. That was just incredible. Just rest in peace, Sean. Miss you.
Man, he was my ultimate favorite.
So, but yeah, I appreciate it, and I would like to ask the skaters if they had a chance, would they have rather have skated on the quads or the inlines, or were they made to wear just the inlines?
I wouldn't skate on quads too.
Most
Speaking of quads, definitely inlines, I would say. I know the only two skaters that wore quads were Mark D'Amato and Ray Robles. Those are the only two skaters I know for sure. It was Mark D'Amato and Ray Robles were the ones that wore the quad skates before they had their quad race in the third season of RollerJam, where the loser has to wear inlines for the rest of the season, in which case Mark D'Amato won that match race and Ray Robles wore the inlines.
That's because Mark couldn't skate on inlines.
Some of the skaters can ask. I don't know if Mark D'Amato was even able to skate on inlines. I mean, he skated roller game years on quads.
Mark
D'Amato was the only one who wore quads.
He couldn't.
He couldn't wear inlines. That's why.
But I didn't know he was in roller game. I didn't know Mark D'Amato was in roller games.
On quads.
But that's just one more thing.
I know, but I meant in the show Roller Games. I didn't know Mark D'Amato was in Roller Games. Maybe it's just me being lost, but I know he skated for another team. I don't remember which. I know it's before RollerJam. It's I didn't know he skated for. I didn't know which other team he skated for.
If you actually go on, Ray, there's he skated on the Texas Outlaws against the LA T-Birds, and there's pictures, and he had hair.
Yes.
And if you go on the LA T-Birds website, there's team photos of their rivals, and if you go to the Texas Outlaws, you'll see Mark D'Amato standing on the end of the men's team with hair.
I remember. Now I remember. I just didn't know the name of the team where he was. That's it. That was just it.
The first time I want to add, first time I ever used in skates was for RollerJam.
Oh.
And that's another big compliment to Richard Brown too, because he never really did inlines either. He was a quad skater, and he taught himself to do the inlines.
Yeah, we had no choice.
I don't know if Patsy Delgado or Vicky McEwen skated on inlines or quads. Vicky might have been an inline, but I don't remember if Patsy Delgado skated on quads.
Patsy stayed on quads.
Yeah.
That's one other thing I didn't know, that Vicky McEwen, aka Sly Fox from the Hot Flash, used to skate with the hot dice. I only just found out recently.
And before that, Vicky McEwen skated against the LA T-Birds in the late 70s and 80s. She actually was an LA T-Bird in the late 70s, and then skated on the New York Bombers in the early 80s.
Okay.
And skated up until about 3 or 4 years ago. We were still doing games up in Northern California. Patsy was still skating. Ray was still skating.
Yep.
Gwen Miller was still skating. Georgia Haas was still in the infield. I'm talking right up to about 3 years ago. Yeah, Tony Trujillo. A lot of the old T-Birds were still skating. And, yeah, Vicky McEwen skated. Vicky Steppy, I don't know if you remember her. And Patsy, Gwen Miller, a lot of them were still skating.
I saw some of those guys skate in LA. Some of it was a little scary.
Hey Mo, do you ever come and skate in the Northeast?
What's that?
Do you ever come to New York, New Jersey to skate?
You ever come to New York or New Jersey?
Yeah, do you ever come up here?
Yeah, usually I would go up to Philly and New York for some of the derby tournaments that we played in, because there's a lot of teams that are up there. And
do you ever go to any of the rinks up here though, for like just regular quad skating?
I always do. Like anytime I ever travel, the first thing I do is find out where the session is. I book my trips around it.
Can you let me know? Because I'm in North Jersey and I haven't really been skating around too much. Will you let me know like where the if you were to come up here, what night, what adult skate is a good one?
Yeah, in North Jersey?
Yeah.
Where's North Jersey? I don't know.
I'm 30 miles west of New York.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot, you just come into Branchbrook.
Oh, Branchbrook. Okay. I didn't know if they still like did skating over there.
Yeah, Branchbrook Park. That's the spot.
Yeah.
There's
I was there years ago.
Yeah, there's a couple other places too up there, because there's a spot in Camden at Millennium. And then there's another place just outside of Philly that's more like a shuffle style, like the Florida style, like jam skaters, shuffle skate.
Yeah.
Bounce type skating they do there.
Outside of Philly, yeah, I could go there. I mean, that'd be an hour and a half for me.
Oh, yeah, it might be a little long.
I miss them. Do you remember when we used to go to United?
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually there. How long ago was it? It's been a little while, but we have a big event, a big skate event there that happens in Tampa. They do a big skate party there every year, the Tampa Soul Roll or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they do like a 3-day weekend, skate weekend.
Awesome. I miss that stuff.
I also grew up going to United Skates of America. We had a skate center in Mishawaka, just about 5 minutes from where I grew up as a kid. So when I do some of the imitations of some of you guys on family skate night, it would get me sent to the box. And I've told the story once before. And I'm not going to tell all the instances, but I got thrown in the box 3 times in one 2.5 hour session.
What's the box?
The penalty box.
Oh,
They actually had
You
a
were playing
penalty box
hockey?
for. They actually had a penalty box for misbehaving patrons.
Oh,
And if you
okay.
misbehaved, you got sent to the box.
Wow.
But long story short, the first instance, I was chasing a couple around the rink who were 2 friends of mine, and I broke their block. They were holding hands, and I broke their hands apart, and then we all went down on the ground. The referee saw it, blew his whistle, sent me to the box. My mom laughed. The second time around, I did the Love Machine, Christian Salvia. My mom laughed even harder. I got sent to the box that time. And then the third time I did the White Pony.
Oh, God. The Slopies move?
Oh, yeah. I did all those in one single session. Got sent to the box 3 times.
You were sent to the box for doing Eric Slopey's White Pony?
Yes.
The 2 first I can understand, but the last one, it's a steal. Sorry, but it's a steal.
Well, you know, they're a little sensitive here in Mishawaka. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
PG friendly.
Now, suddenly now, I just want to like picture you do. Bill, now I want to picture you doing a White Pony, but just like play my video as the background music now.
You know, I wish YouTube or Facebook was a thing in 2000, because if you guys would have saw it on video and it would have been uploaded to YouTube, I guarantee it'd be a moment you guys would all laugh about. But my mother was there, and my mom was a senior citizen when she was raising me, because I actually biologically was not hers. But she laughed at all 3 instances and didn't even go back to my dad and tell him I was that misbehaved that evening. She just sat and laughed the whole time because she watched RollerJam that Friday night before.
Boom.
And she just thought it was a riot. And she's like, I can't believe you got sent to the box with a White Pony. And I go, oh well. The Love Machine, I can understand. Skating unsafely, I definitely understand. But the White Pony was kind of like, come on.
You guys ever watch Key and Peele?
That I do not.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you're getting in trouble for the penalty box kind of reminded me of that. One of the skits where he's a football player and he's excessive celebration in the end zone, where he's thrusting his hips. So the rule was you could only thrust your hips 2 times. And if you did it 3 times, then you got a penalty. So that sounds like something that kind of reminded me of something like they probably let you get away with it after the first time and the second time, but the third time is like, okay, we don't care what you do, you're going to the box.
They only allow you two thrusts. That third one was inappropriate.
Right.
The 3 strikes are out. Or
You know what I have on my phone here? If you want me to hold it up, there's a 3-minute RollerJam sizzle reel that we're using actually to try to sell something new now. I can hold it up to the box if you want to see it. It's like the 3 minutes of the best of RollerJam.
Real quick, Danny, before you do that, I have one person that needs to jump on. Bill, I need you to stay on for this jump on real quick. I'm going to admit them in, and as soon as they appear, we'll just let somebody lose their...
I'm trying to think if I do it this way, so it would have to be...
Heather Sunderman. Hi.
Heather, what's up?
Where's Danny?
Is that Heather?
What's good?
We got both Sunderman sisters on.
Oh, dang.
Well.
Hey, Heather.
How's it going, Heather?
Thunder.
Founder.
Going. Am I muted?
Wow.
Oh, I'm good.
The Sunderman sisters have reunited.
Yep.
Holy shit, she hasn't aged at all.
No.
Not even.
She doesn't look like she's aged at all.
Just got done with the dance competition.
Nice. Glad you were able to make it on, Heather. So we had Stacy on earlier. Jamie wasn't able to make it on. I was hoping Amy would be able to make it on because then we would have had the entire basically girls roster for the first season world champion California Quakes on, which would have been awesome.
Hey, man. Maybe next time.
Well, we gotta blame Jamie. I don't think she had enough Coronas to want to come on tonight. So
Don't worry, you'll get there eventually.
no,
I mean,
last time
we had the real Mo Sanders tonight. He could have made it.
Oh, that's one thing. That's already a good thing. The real Mo
Is
Sanders.
Richard still on?
No,
Richard,
No, he's gone. He had to go to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah, he said DOT regulates that he has to get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
But, so I actually work in that field as a dispatcher myself, and I'm going to tell you, it's not that he has to sleep for 8 hours. He has to be off duty for 8 hours. You can do what you want, but you have to be off duty. So I think he was tired and wanted to go to bed. But I mean, you know, he's in his 70s, so I'm not going to judge him for that.
What you got, Danny?
All right, I'm going to play it. Hopefully you can see it. This is a 3-minute, this is a RollerJam sizzle reel I made after RollerJam. And this is what we still use as a potential sales tool. And that's what we're using now. So let me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
I can see it, but there's no sound.
Look at Rusty.
As he should leave.
Not bad.
There you go.
I think Tom's got a little longer hair now.
Yo.
Damn. Just seen Brian Gamble's air.
Hey, little nasty.
Oh.
Ray Robles getting choke slammed by the big nasty.
Baila.
Boom. The door of doom.
I have a feeling Sean Davidson would have never went through that table if Nasty tried to lift him.
Nah, that didn't happen. That didn't work. That's not gonna work.
You wasn't gonna put Sean through anything unless Sean allowed it to happen.
Let's not forget Sean Davidson lowered the boom on the big nasty in the demolition derby. 6-17.
That was a collision of epic proportions. This is actually a nice video that Danny put together.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Mac Daddy.
Oh yeah, Jason McDaniel.
Yep.
Look at real.
Wow.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, that was crazy. McDaniel.
If only
Of course,
Talisa
there's-
Miller would have
Over the
been part
rail.
of that that Zoom or in the next one, it would be so cool because she's one of my other favorite non-Quake member favorite skaters.
Oh, ladies, oh, the oral authority.
You know what the you know what the sad part about is you get that one young producer that doesn't know anything. He'll probably be like, I don't get it.
Or authority.
Dude.
The oral authority.
And all of us who are not in the TV would probably do better than the
Cat food.
some of the
You're all
producers
cat
like them.
food for the Hellcat.
Oh, that guy right there.
Oh man.
Oh, the guy that
we got-
proposed to Lindsay. That was awesome.
Yeah, me and Bill got a history lesson about that guy.
He was
Scott Smith.
terrible.
You notice some of this is like a Kenneth Logue highlight reel.
I'm
Of
all
him just
for it.
running his mouth. There he is again.
You
Right
know,
on cue.
I would love to see now that he has
Right.
like long hair, I would love to see instead of old man Logan, old man Logue. Just have like Wolverine but the old version. Have him like that.
I've seen him, he looks just like that.
And Broadway's sitting here like, oh God, you guys have been ruthless on Logue.
Who was somebody asked Logue earlier about acting with Denzel Washington, and he said that they didn't do anything in Remember the Titans together. They actually did. When
Yeah,
their
they did.
football game's over, they go
Right, they
across
did the quick
field,
handshake.
They do a handshake and congratulate each other. So actually, they did a scene and remember at the end of the movie together.
Yes, and I remember that because I actually watched that on Disney Plus the other day, and I watched that because I was like, wait a minute, that's Logue.
Right, I was the same way the first time, as I didn't see Remember the Titans in the theater. I saw it on cable.
it
It was
was
after
Gus.
I'd started RollerJam, and it's like you get to the big game scene and you see him on the sidelines, and I'm like, wait, is that who I think that is? And yeah, that's exactly who I thought it was.
And he also was in Flight with Denzel Washington. They were in that movie together as well.
He's been in a bunch of feature movies and TV shows. I see him all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I know, like, I've seen him a couple times on Walker. Like,
that's a good show.
Walker.
Yeah, Texas Ranger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember when he was on that
He
show.
did good. He did really good. He was.
If you watch Ozark, he was on the last season of Ozark. He played Ari Speedwagon's tour manager.
Yep.
And he had one scene with Jason Bateman.
That show is so good.
Great show. Great show.
God, that's a name.
Show. They're shooting season 4 or 5 right now.
Are they good?
14 episodes and that's it.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Great show.
Wow.
So you showed that video to the producers?
That's what we've used to show networks and what we're showing again presently with Warner Brothers and a company, Mark Wolper, the Wolper organization, who I'm trying to get something going. I'm supposed to get a sizzle reel from them on Monday for a new roller sports show that they're not going to tell me what it is or what's in the sizzle reel till I see it Monday. But I know it has RollerJam in it. And that's it's through Warner Brothers TV, so we'll see what happens.
Danny, when you get it going, you think they'll do inlines or quads?
I think it's up to the skater.
Yeah, the skater should decide.
Whatever the skater is more comfortable. You know, one of the reasons what helped sell RollerJam originally was inlines. If you remember, USA Today came out with a full-page article the first night RollerJam was on, which was a Friday. And one of the selling points that got RollerJam sold was inlines. That was taking the sport into this like new century.
Right.
They were huge in that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. 90s.
Right. Just it's like inlines were. Inlines were big in the 90s because you remember this, like you had the various roller hockey leagues, RHI and Pro Beach Hockey were, they were both on ESPN2, I believe, over the course of the 90s. So inlines were at the forefront at that point.
But it's fun to fight with these people of the Wolp organization and Warner Brothers in our first meeting, which was just a few weeks ago, or about a little over a month ago, about gimmicks. And everything they kept bringing up was, let's use glow-in-the-dark wheels. Let's use this. Let's do, and they mentioned a figure 8. And I kept shooting everything down saying, you cannot throw gimmicks in for the sake of gimmicks. You don't need any gimmicks. You need a bank track and good skaters. And the characters and the personalities and the speed and the excitement, that's what sell the game. You don't need to, I tell them it's the same argument every year. You don't need gimmicks just for the sake of saying we have new gimmicks. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You know what, though? What a lot of those guys are thinking, too, though? They're thinking other than just, not necessarily the gimmick side, but they're thinking the merchandising side.
That's true.
Because, when I was doing all the stuff for, when I did the company, when I worked for Rydell for 8 years and I built all the different, Antic brands and Reckless and all the other stuff, we've had people that talk to us about things that were in the movies. Like, even when I did Enchanted and stuff, they talked about all these different things all the time. Like, oh, well, if we did this and we did that, then, you could do the whatever, TV show X light up wheels, TV show X, skate tracks and everything else. And they're always looking for that extra dollar they can squeeze out of something. It's like, like you said, it's not necessary.
No one's asked. Yeah, I mean, and the sell is, think of anybody under the age of 20 or 25 doesn't even know what roller derby or roller games or RollerJam is. You have a whole new generation of fans. Let's say I'm 25 and under it's going to be brand new. Something
Right.
they've never seen before with speed and hard hits and excitement.
Except for the flat track stuff.
Except for the what?
The flat track, the current derby that we're playing.
Correct. I mean,
there's thousands and thousands. I mean, there's 500,000 derby skaters plus the kids that are playing and the parents that take them to it.
I'm talking about like scripted bank track, traditional roller derby.
Oh yeah, they have no idea.
You know, a lot of people don't know what that is, but first, nostalgia is very big on TV. They want to buy anything that's nostalgia. That's why Press Your Luck and, you know, Match Game and all these shows, Punky Brewster is back. That's why they keep bringing back old shows. It's because people like nostalgia. Name that tune. I can name 30 shows right now that are just retreads of old shows from the 70s and 80s. And name that tune I even watched the other night. So, you know, it's a sport. The real problem is, like, we went to Fox and the guy said, "Oh, let's holy moly the game." And I said, "Are you talking about that miniature golf show that's on TV called Holy Moly?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Why? Who wants the holy moly roller derby? Like, who's asking for that?
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this crazy." Wait 1 sec. No. Like, no one's asking. Like, it's you don't have to do it. So it's the battle we always have. Hold on 1 sec. Tuck. Tuck. No one there. Tuck.
Puppies are
Poor puppy. He wants attention.
So yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's but a lot of executives at these networks are 22 and 25 and 30 years old. They don't know. They don't know that. They don't know the world of roller derby. They don't know roller games. They don't even know what RollerJam was.
Right.
And that's the problem. I mean, I would love to have some executive that's in his 50s that grew up on the LA T-Birds and knew what RollerJam said. And yeah, let's just bring back great bank track action. And it's the hardest sell in the world. It's so hard. I've tried. I've been in so many meetings with networks in the last 15, 16 years. And it's like, it's the hardest thing to pitch. I can't explain it. I show them that reel. You tell them about the sport and how young kids love it. People of all ages love it. People who are old grew up on it, so it's nostalgic to them. You have such an audience. Then you have the wrestling audience because they're sister sports. So you're tapping right into the wrestling audience. So you have this huge built-in audience and a whole new generation, and you just can't get it through their heads. And you have a great soap opera that goes from week to week to week to week to week that can go for years. And you know, we're going to try again now, but I hate the process because you deal with morons that don't get it. And it's the most frustrating.
Yeah, you're being nice with that one, Danny.
Yeah, that's being nice. It's the most frustrating pitch ever because they just don't get it and they don't get how great it can be. And I just keep trying. I'll just keep trying and trying and trying and trying forever till it comes back. And we're going to try again soon. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I would love every RollerJam skater who wanted to skate to come back. That would be first priority. Absolutely first priority.
Bring us with the meeting. We'll put on the uniform, skates, throw them some elbows.
Exactly.
That could work.
Put us to work.
Well, Danny,
take Richard Brown. Take Richard Brown with his briefcase.
I would, anyone who skated roller. I mean, there would be a casting call, of course, because there's so many great young skaters. But I would always give, you know, roller derby or anything bank track. Never, if you didn't matter your size, didn't matter your shape, didn't matter your age, didn't matter your height, didn't matter your weight. If you can do it, there was a place for you on the track. And that goes all the way back to the old T-Bird games when Ralphie Valadares was still one of the best. Gray hair. Or Erlene Brown, number 747, who was a really large one, was one of the greatest skaters. So it's always been a sport. If you can do it, there's a place for you out there. It doesn't discriminate against anybody. Right. If you can skate and you can do it, there's a place for you on a team. So it's, you know, it's the never-ending work in progress. It'll come back. There's no question it will come back. It's just now is a great time. Now is a perfect time.
Hey, let us know how we can help you, you know? Like maybe we can help somehow, like talking to these people. I don't know.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah.
There's two new TV shows that are coming out that'll be featuring roller skating. So maybe that's something that, you know, it can piggyback off of once those shows come out.
That could be useful.
It would be great. And roller skating's huge right now. There was an article in the LA Times about how many people are down at Venice Beach still to this. I mean, no one stopped skating. Skating's, I think, as popular now as it's ever been, even during COVID.
Yeah, there's been a big spike because of the COVID stuff. Because, with me having a shop and then me also working with like the manufacturers, they haven't seen roller skate sales like this in 20 plus years. And that was back in the inline heyday. And now everybody, like, I was so busy. I get to the shop and there's a line outside my door at 9:30 in the morning, and I close at 7. I don't leave until 8:30, just because people are trying to get all the skates. I mean, I literally sell skates all day long, online, in the shop, everything.
I think since COVID, it's been bicycles and roller skates.
Yep.
Mo, what is your website? Mo.
Yeah.
What is your website? Because my 11-year-old needs some skates.
It's goodfootskates.com.
I'll get a hold of you too, Mo, after my cast comes off my foot in about 6 weeks.
You let me know.
Danny, Danny, it's nice that we're talking about roller derby, because one of my friends who used to run a wrestling company outside of Montreal, he always told me, hey, you should go see roller derby. And I told him, is it roller derby like RollerJam or the olden days? And I said, no, it's more sport based. But I keep telling them, I go to watch one of their shows. It could become one-sided. I could be bored. And that's why I got so hesitant about going to see one of their shows, because no roller derby sport could outdo what the Age of the T-Birds, the Rock and Roller Games, or the RollerJam, and that's something I really want to. That's something I really want to get my touch on.
Well, I mean, Mo can tell you because Mo's done both successfully. Mo skated legit, and skates legit and flat, and he's skated RollerJam. So he's lived both worlds, and they're different. They're totally different games. Or totally different shows, if you want to call them shows. Mo doesn't have a lot of writers writing storylines when he's doing flat track around the world.
No, it's the best wins.
Yeah.
There's no pulling punches. There's no we're gonna set it up so you look better. Sell the next guy kind of thing. It's like, no, we're out for blood. Like, we're trying to win.
And you don't have penalty cages.
No, we have penalty benches. It's not a cage, but yeah.
I don't know who came up with our cages. I don't know if Sean knows, or Mo, or Cindy. I don't know. When we moved to Kissimmee, I don't know where the cages came from. I don't even know where. I mean, it was good to jump off of with trash cans, I guess. But
yeah, for you.
Think maybe because y'all kept putting Atkinson in them and he kept breaking out of them, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's him and
Cindy. I bet you Cindy was never in there.
No. Cindy was the golden girl.
If they asked me to jump in the damn cage, I would have. Whatever.
But they may have been built for Sean Atkinson, but there was who was the first one to be put in.
It was strictly built for Talisa,
Talisa,
and for Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And they never stayed in it. Talisa was the only one who stayed in it. Sean would get over there, and then he'd like, no, I'm getting the hell out of here. And then he'd come out and do his thing and beat the shit out of everybody with a damn bench.
The only other person I could think of who was in it was in the last demolition derby in 2001 to keep him from interrupting the lingerie race. They put the Prophet in the penalty cage.
Oh God.
Prophet.
Yeah.
My God.
You should.
The Prophet. He's too weird.
That was. I know. It's like
I couldn't figure that guy out. I couldn't figure him out. I'll tell you.
It's like the thing with the Prophet was the voice. It was like he was trying to do Jimmy Hart and Paul Bearer at the same time with the voice.
Yeah, and then we had Canine and Disable.
But he did have one of the funniest lines, though.
That was one of my That was one of my less favorite parts of season 4.
Yeah.
He was also he also had a little bit of a mix of right to censor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the one thing about Canine and Disable is when you can make Slopey hate you. That shows you how bad you were. because
That was that's a good thing.
yeah, because I'm like, dude,
Be right back, guys.
Sloopy was like the least hate. Sloopy was like the one person that was like people were cool with, but I was like, if he hated you, something's up.
You know, the term "jump the shark" is used a lot as fans regarding TV shows.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, when they brought the penalty cages and Canine Disable and the Prophet, for me,
That was our Fonzie moment.
that was our jump the shark moment, as you know, for the show itself. And I think it was actually voted on a page once called Jump the Shark. And it was talked about that it was those moments that literally a lot of fans were just like myself, I'm a purist when it comes to the game of roller derby or, you know, RollerJam. Like for me, it kind of took my interest away from really watching it. It became more like watching Howard Stern's radio show just to find out what stupidity was going to happen next.
So Sean Atkinson giving his kidney to Mark D'Amato was fine. That was fine.
That was I mean, that's how it was in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, I know.
It was Crash Course. It was Crash Course TV. You know, I mean, of course, you can't. Half of those things you probably won't be able to get away with today. But you know, I tolerated the Prophet. I tolerated Canine Disable. I just didn't tolerate the minis.
That's a little bit
when
too
they brought in
far-fetched.
the minis, I was like,
That was the very end. We had the mini King, Little King, and we had Little Nasty.
Yeah.
That was
Nasty rode on Tim's shoulders. Remember that, Sean? I don't know if you were skating against the Enforcers. It was Tim Washington had the Little Nasty on his back.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Hitting people with the helmet as he was skating by.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and he tripped.
funny.
Yeah, because I think it was I think it was Enforcers Quakes, if I'm not mistaken, in that one.
Yeah, that I believe that was when maybe Slopey. No, I don't even know when Slopey won the belt because
Those are the games Bill Crane's going to put up in the next week or so.
'cause they never
Last
showed
4 or 6 games I'm going to send you so you can put them up on YouTube. You'll see the whole how that all came about.
And it's so funny. It's so funny.
Can't wait to see them.
They show it in the hype package, and I'm like, where are these little guys coming from?
You'll see soon on YouTube. Bill Crane will put 'em up.
I'm like, did I miss something? Like, who are these guys? Where did they come from?
They just came.
I'll tell you what, on a
From
personal
LA.
level, I'm going to say this to everybody here, that when Danny gets us back up and running, I'm going to be up front. I cannot wait to actually help him as like an on-screen manager. And trust me, Danny, you and I will feed off of each other worse than Richard did, and we'll have people like literally sitting there saying, you know, did he really just say what I think he did on TV? You know, where it'll be subtle, but it'll be like watching an episode of SpongeBob. You know, you kind of you hear the jokes getting slipped in, you know, and then you say, "Oh my God, did that really just get said on TV?" You know, where we can be PG, but you know, at the same time be entertaining to the adults, and the adults are just like, "Holy crap, that was bad."
The other argument we've had in the last weeks is how many teams you start a league with. And, you know, you can't, if you're on once a week, 6 is almost too many because you're not seeing each team enough times in the rotation. If you're on 2 hours a week, you can have 6 teams because you're seeing them more often. But we had a discussion about that the other day about you start with 4 teams, you start with 5, you start with 6. It can't be more than 6 and it can't be less than 4. But it really depends on how many. If you're on twice a week, you can get 6 teams. If you're only on 1 hour a week, you really have to have 4, maybe 5. Otherwise, you're not seeing the teams rotating enough. You may only see a team once a month or every 3 weeks. So that'll be interesting to see how many teams you start a league with.
And that was kind of the thing with Texas, like when you guys started doing the mega match format, because you would see them, they would lose, and then but you would see like everybody else a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It
kind of
just-
like that. It's kind of like, you know, if you lose, you go to the back of the line and you have to wait your turn to get your chance again. And that was kind of the idea that I got with the opening match and then the mega match, or I remember it was called, I think, the Leaders of the Pack. At one point, it was called. If Danny, if I'm wrong, you can correct me on
Yeah,
that.
that sounds right. Yeah, I'm not sure what the wrestlers. I mean, they were. You know, it's almost like wrestling where you have squash matches or you have the jobber. They were sort of
Yeah.
our jobber. They were our jobber team. But
Yeah, they got made
beat-
fun a lot. They got made fun a lot on in the first season. Like they
Yeah.
really tore them a new one.
I think they beat the Enforcers once. I think that was like we did one ups. There was one upset.
That was their only win.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that their only win?
Yeah, for that season.
For that
Yeah.
season.
Right.
Yeah,
I would
but
have built
they
on the
worked.
Texas Rustlers. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were.
they had Brian Gamble. They had Brian Gallagher went on that team. Brian Gamble.
Once Gamble and Gallagher and
Gladdy
David
went,
Galetti or Chris Cheadle.
That's when they started. That's
Yeah.
when they started taking them seriously.
Right.
But by that
Yeah,
time, it was too late. They already
Because
dismantled.
By
them.
then,
also it was also when they moved the Lindsay over from the Sun Dogs as well.
Lindsay and Talisa. Because
Yeah.
Talisa, before she was on the Talisa, and there was a girl named Renee Blevins
Yeah.
that I believe was on Texas. So, you know, there were good skaters on the
Ed
team.
Heiser. Yeah.
Laura Heiser, yeah, was a good jammer. Yeah, I mean, there were good
Oh my
skaters.
God, where's Laura Heiser?
That's what I was wondering.
We don't know.
I haven't heard from her in ages.
There are skaters we are looking for, but we just couldn't find. Laura's one of them.
What about Christian Salvia? I haven't heard from him in
Yeah.
forever. He just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
where Christian's at.
We've been me and
until I brought him back up the.
Hmm?
Yeah, I was about to say pretty much the last time anybody's ever saw Christian was when I did that Love Machine video.
No, me and Bill have been searching high and low for Karen Magnus. Like we've been searching high and low, we can't find her.
And also there was wasn't it Travis Willis?
Yeah,
I remember
Travis.
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 Wills.
And
Yeah, he was good.
Siggy Williams. Sigmund was a good skater.
I remember Sigmund
Yeah.
too.
You know, in Florida.
Yeah.
We had a lot of great
Fast.
skaters.
The one
Hey, has
that
anybody heard from Santiago recently?
Oh, Christian. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was on the
Tony?
Quake, right?
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah,
Santiago.
he was on the Quakes for the first, right? And then he was on the Enforcers like after the All-Star game.
Yeah. Remember that it was a guy, who was the older skater on the Enforcers?
Dirty Dan
Gavani?
Yeah, Dan Gavani.
Gavani, there we go.
Or as Falk would like to call him, the ugliest skater in the league.
What about
Dan.
Rocky?
Rocky Bowman. Oh, yeah.
Rocky Bow. Oh,
Rocky
yeah.
was a beast.
He was.
God, I remember Rocky, yeah. Rocky was a mini Skull. I think
Yeah,
Skull
Rocky.
passed away, right?
I heard
Yeah,
he was doing
they used to
MMA
do
for a
the-
little while.
They do the flying cross with him. He would run into Tim Washington, and they would pick him up, and he'd jump up and do this thing here, like the flying cross. They would pick him
They
up.
do the Rock. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Or the Angel of Death when D'Amato did it.
That was a cool move.
Yeah.
like I said, John and I have been trying to solve one mystery since we
Oh,
literally started doing the Zooms, and we just have no luck with solving the mystery, and it's a frustrating one because we want to track the person down and we want her to be on this because it's like the biggest urban legend, like who is she type moment, you know. And I think Danielle posted a news article regarding her a while back, and that was the very first episode, Megan Mobley, the one that had her ACL torn by Heather Gunnan in a scrimmage. And I guess the injury was legit from what I've heard. And then mysteriously she disappeared, but then like a year later, Nurse Ophelia appeared. And Nurse Ophelia and Megan Mobley look an awful lot alike. And I guess Megan's actual
Megan
name
Mobley is RollerJam's Jimmy Hoffa. What happened?
Well, I've been doing my homework, and I'll openly say this in the Zooms. That way, if I post this to YouTube and Megan Mobley finds it, maybe she'll reach out to us and say something. But her actual name is Nicole Rudolph, from my understanding, and I believe, from what I've been researching, she lives in the Greenfield, Indiana area, which is about 2 hours south of where I'm at, and it's about an hour from where I used to live in Mooresville. So she lives in the Indianapolis area now, and I'm hoping that's the same person that I've looked up and that I've tracked down and I've traced it back to, but we don't know. Like, it was like she vanished into thin air.
Yeah, like they never talked. Like, I would understand if they would say like her injury was so bad that she couldn't skate, so they just had to cut her from the team. But it was like no mention, like she never existed past that one episode.
She was on crutches in the infield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
she
they gun
was
and snatched it. Gun and snatched her crutch and started choking her with it.
It was like she was a focal point of the entire episode, and it's like, boom, disappeared. Never heard from her again.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
and
I
then
think. Go ahead, John.
no, I was gonna say it's mind-boggling. Like, I think it's Nurse Ophelia. I think they're one and the same person. I think they just repackaged her, just like they did with Kenneth Logue. He was a ref, then became the commissioner.
You know who Logue will get on the show next month? Sean Davidson's coach, Amanda Hertz.
Oh, nice. You guys track her down?
We
I
did.
think Tom's still friends with her. Yeah, we'll get her on the.
Cool.
She was in Glow originally.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
She was one of the original. She was like Americana or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was.
that's
She was Americana on Glow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why when Tim Washington or Mark D'Amato would step to her, I'm like, she could stretch you, right? Don't let the Americana come out on her from her. She'll stretch you.
Talisa found that out the hard way in the Founders Cup.
Well,
She'll put you in moves that you probably never even heard of.
Amanda
I'll tell you
Hertz.
what, I'd love to see Amanda actually work another match, or I'd love to see maybe, since she was a part of Glow, actually get a contract with AEW as an in-ring trainer, or maybe something of that nature.
But I'll tell you, her name is Cindy
Moran.
Cindy Moran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy Moran.
Which I found her on Facebook.
She came across as a manager. She came across, like, if I didn't look it up that she was part of Glow, you wouldn't know that. If you didn't look it up and you didn't know her history, you would think she was a image consultant or a manager. So she did the part very well. Yeah.
That's Sean's coach.
Yeah. Who's
reunion time. Can't wait till we can do
did
this
that
in
belong
person.
to? Spike the dog. Who did that belong to?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know whose dog that was.
Spike
He's
That was one of the
D'Amato,
skaters.
if he had one.
Sometimes people would just show up and you didn't know who they were. Like, we did one episode and it was James Pawnee, our producer writer's friend. He was an industrial filmmaker. Do you remember that episode? And he kept going onto the track. He wore a little
Anything is possible.
And remember, he was doing a video about Posse Shalene, and he kept getting in the way.
I just watched that episode the other day, Broadway, and I just rolled my eyes for the entire episode. I was like, how ridiculous could we get?
Wait a minute.
RollerJam.
You know how you talked about jumping the shark? There was your jump the shark moment.
No, that was going up the ramp. They were going up the ramp. They weren't there yet, but
yeah, that was going up the ramp, but we weren't to the jump the shark moment yet, where the shark was above them trying to bite at everybody.
Yeah.
We weren't at that point, but I'll tell you what, we were definitely high up on the ramp when that moment happened.
And then the Sundogs had Julie Amazon. Remember her?
Yeah, about her. Like, that was a skater you guys just brought in, or actress, whoever. She was just there. I'm like, you got Janet Abraham and you got this and you got her. They could be like a beast to deal with, and she was just there. I don't know if she just couldn't do
That's what
promos.
sometimes people would come in and go out like Devo. Like sometimes we didn't even know where they came from. Some of them show up, they were in the game.
Throw that
and then
one on
a few
Sean
weeks later, they're
Davidson
gone.
threatening him. he's still on in Orlando skating with the yellow
Is he?
jacket.
Gotta find Devo.
Still got that like bright orange jumpsuit.
Does anybody know his real name? Does anybody? Because we can find him through his real name.
He was Sean Atkinson's friend, I thought. I thought Sean brought him in. I'm not sure. I don't know. Remember his real name.
I looked it up. I looked it up
Yeah, I
on.
don't know either.
That's how I found. I was telling. I told Bill when I was looking on Wikipedia, and that's when I got like Lisa Seltzer's real name and some of the actors you guys brought in, their real names, like Prophet and everything. But when it said Debo, I'm like, okay, what's Debo's real name? Debo. Okay, that tells me a lot.
El Numerico.
Oh yeah, the lucha skater.
That was funny.
El Numerico, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm taking off.
Pleasure to meet you, Mo. It was a pleasure to meet you, Mo.
Meeting you, Mo.
Mo.
All right, Mo. Take
Thank
care.
you, Mo.
Good to see you, man.
Take care, Mo.
Take care, Mo.
Take care, Mo.
Nice to meet you,
Mo.
Mo. Add me on Facebook and I'll send you my number.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool, man. See you
Have
guys.
fun going through a table.
All right.
Later.
So.
Looks like I'm gonna be taking off. Looks like it's gonna be my turn soon to take off because I'm about to shut my eyes. So it was a pleasure to take part in this meet and greet, and I hope to be part of way more than. It was a pleasure talking to Broadway, to Bill, to Lauren, to John, and Sean Davidson and Cindy. It was a pleasure doing business with you earlier this week. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon by Zoom. So I really enjoyed it. So I'll see you next time, guys.
Thanks, Raymond.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thank you, Raymond.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Great,
Raymond.
Wow, everything's starting to get really quiet around here, isn't it, everybody?
He forgot
I was
to
about to say, I
I
just
know.
didn't realize that it was almost midnight.
I'm coming on.
He forgot to
Imagine
say,
if Raymond left the camera, watched him go to sleep.
He forgot to say goodnight to Mo Sanders #2.
I did.
Hey.
It wasn't a video call, but I did that once for work. It's like it was my departmental meeting on a day when I was off, so I was laying on the couch. Again, thank God this was regular phone and not video. But it's like I'm laying down the couch. I got the phone next to my ear, and I nodded off. The next thing I know, it's 2 hours later. The phone is on the floor. My thought was, I hope they didn't hear me snoring.
Oh God.
I think the last one, last meeting, I think we had Jen Matthews who was actually snoring and falling asleep on the video. If you guys go
At least
watch it.
twice.
That was at 3 a.m, man. We got off around almost 6. I don't know how Sean did it, man. I know it was late over there.
I know. I'm hurting right now, actually.
But Danny, if you bring it back, what type of the teams? What are they gonna be like state called teams, or would they be like cities? Like
I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know. I like cities better than states.
Can I press for a team from South Bend, Indiana?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's. I know it
Big
depends because I remember when I started watching the ESPN games with the T-Birds in '86. By that point, everybody except the T-Birds was regional. It was they had become Northern Devils, Golden State Bombers,
Yeah.
Western Outlaws, as opposed to New York Bombers, Detroit Devils.
I don't
and
like that.
Texas Outlaws. No, yeah,
I like teams from Chicago, LA, Seattle, or
Miami,
New York, Miami.
They need to. They need to do a Seattle.
Get all the
They need
big
to do a
teams.
Seattle team.
Seattle. Yeah, I
Seattle's been begging for a team since the Sonics
Houston
left.
or Dallas.
Detroit, Houston, Dallas. Yep.
New
I
York,
think people have a
of course.
bigger attachment to their cities and their states.
Yep.
Which was always funny because when the T-Birds would go to Madison Square Garden, they were the home team, which was always funny, and would sell out even though they were the LA team. Everybody, they were like America's team. You know, the LA T-Birds, it didn't matter where they went. Everybody cheered because they were just, it didn't,
Wow.
if they skated against the Detroit Devils or the Texas Outlaws or the Chicago Hawks or New York Bombers or whoever, it was always the T-Birds were the, you know, the white shirt team. So it's always funny, you watch them go to Madison Square Garden. Everybody in New York is an LA T-Bird fan.
That's another thing, Danny, that it has to be a must. If we need to have an away and a home team, even if it's in a same location area, because that was a big drag. Like there was no home, there was no away team. So it's like
No, there wasn't.
really, you only root for the team because they had your favorite player was on there. You know, and
Yeah.
Bill, it's like Bill alluded to, wins, losses have to count. They have to mean something.
That's always been an argument because, I mean, even in wrestling, you've really never had standings. I mean, no one knows Randy Savage's record and no one knows the Road Warriors' record. You know, there was never records kept in wrestling. They've tried, I think, recently with AEW, and I don't know if people care or not.
No,
But
we do.
Not really.
with wrestling, with the roller derby, the T-Bird, there was never standings because it was always the T-Birds against somebody, the T-Birds against someone every week. So the T-Birds were skating 100% of the time. Everybody else was, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters, you know? That's what the T-Birds were, always skating against the other team. So I don't know, standings are a tricky thing. It's hard to say if you would do standings or not. I don't know.
That's kind of where, you know, I touched base with this, and this is, you know, once again, I'll say it again. I think, you know, we're in that age of sport where to make it look, even if it's scripted or not, I think to make it presentable to the general public, you know, that it could be presented off like, you know, like the games are not, you know, scripted or sports entertainment. Yeah, have a standings, keep track of certain records, like a legitimate kills amount, you know, a legitimate points per jam scored, you know, team average points per game. That's always a good one to post in the introductions. You know, they average X amount of points per game this season. You know, their big jammer on the men's side is X, their women's side is X. You know, present those numbers so that way fans can kind of say, okay, well, this is who I need to watch for tonight. You know?
Yeah. I mean, with RollerJam, because there were so few teams, I think, and Sean can address, you know, it would be just a little playoff and then the Founders Cup. It was really a quick, like, win and you're in, and that was it. You know, I don't know how we really ever determined why the Quakes played the Enforcers in the first Founders Cup or why the Hot Dice played the Riot or whoever it was. I don't know. I can't even really remember who played who or why we did
the first season. Yeah, because I think
the
the first season you guys did you did Western Conference, then Eastern Conference, and yeah, you had Texas, Nevada wild card, and then the winner played California, and that was the Western Championship. And then, of course, Florida and New York were your two Eastern teams, and naturally they played. So you had West versus East the first time. And then as far as the others Founders Cup, yeah, that one I think was a little more jumbled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, but it was still Quakes and Enforcers in the end.
Yeah.
The second season.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The Quakes won I guess the first Founders Cup, I think the Quakes won.
They won both. They won both.
They won both. And then in Vegas, though, we did the Wild West Shootout, which the Enforcers won.
Right.
Yep. That was the one with the horse trophy we stole from the antique.
And then Tim almost dropped.
Yeah, we
you told us that story last time. You had to borrow it, and you were afraid someone was going to drop it.
Well, we didn't have a trophy. We had nothing to present to the winning team. We're like, holy, do we have a trophy here? It's like, no, Sean Atkinson breaks the trophy. He always throws the trophy or breaks it. So even when Sean was told don't throw the trophy one time, he still hucked it across the soundstage. And no, we didn't have anything. So we're like, we don't have anything to give the winning team. And I remember I don't know who it was, walked by this antique shop at the shops at the MGM Grand and go, this is a really nice like bronze sculpture. We should just can borrow it. And it was like 40,000. It was this really pricey, object. And thank God no one dropped it or threw it. It would have been not a good scene.
You got this time the Founders Cup or whatever they decide to call it should be big enough where no one can throw it. Like the Stanley Cup or something like that, a little smaller than that.
Founders Cup was because of the Bay Bombers and Jerry Seltzer. That was that's what they had used for years in the Bay Area, and with with roller derby, they would call it the Founders Cup. The LA T-Birds would have the World Series. They just would call it a 4 out of 7 World Series, and they always ended up playing the Chicago Hawks every year and would be down 3-0 and then win 4 in a row. Same thing every year. But the Founders Cup, that came from Jerry Seltzer, who, if you remember, was our commissioner in season 1 and was getting more disgusted with our show every week. And I think said, I think I've had it. You might find a new commissioner. And that's how Kenneth Loeb came in, only because Jerry Seltzer had it. He did not like the way we were going, the direction we were going, and he just said,
He didn't enjoy the sex, the violence, and all that.
No, he didn't. He didn't like a lot of it.
So he was Kenneth Loeb before Kenneth Loeb.
Well, you all know Kenneth was. You remember him reffing in season 1. He was just a referee.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny as well. Thanks to like Lauren and Eric posting, I was like, what the hell? I was like, Luke.
I don't even know.
I was like, I forgot he left. Tom Osborne.
Is that what we called him? Tom Osborne?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. That's funny. And then he came out in Vegas
as a ref that might be the replacement commissioner the next year, or was it just he was brought in strictly as a ref, or was he like kind of the backup plan?
No, I don't know if there was ever a plan. I just think Jerry Seltzer wanted no more part of our show, and we needed a commissioner. We were in Vegas for the beginning of season 2, and I don't know really how, we can ask Tom next time how he went from referee to commissioner. I mean, that was the first interview I ever did with him was in Vegas. I think when he had 2 bodyguards from the hotel standing beside him in these like blue jackets, and that's when he said no more. He's going to rid the league of sex and violence and all that. But that was, I think, the first show in Vegas we did when there was very few people there.
Actually worked out better because I thought KL3 was a much better commissioner and character than Jerry Seltzer was.
Way different. Way different.
I think Jerry was kind of like the old school roller derby person.
Yep.
And I think for the direction the show went, I think Kenneth was the right guy for it. And
well, he was good because, again, he was an actor that knew how to keep these stories. He could talk, he could sell, and he played the part, extremely well. But yeah, Jerry Seltzer, as you know, his dad invented the game in the 30s. And like Leo Seltzer is why there's roller anything bank track is because of his dad. So I just think, when we started, he loved what RollerJam was, and then as he saw the storylines and the drama and all the kind of soap opera going one direction, he's like, oh, that's okay. I think I'll drop out now.
What? How many times Posse Shalene's taken off his shirt? I'm out of here.
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to cut out here.
All right, Sean.
Pretty late in
Big
the
Sean.
UK, 5 a.m. Yeah. Thank you, Bill, John, for putting this together.
Good seeing you again, Sean. I'll talk to you
Good to see
tomorrow.
everybody.
All right.
Take care,
Take
Sean.
care, Sean.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, guys. Good to see everybody. Take care. Good night.
Right.
Put it this way. He was, before Kenneth Loeb, you could put him in this, it was like Bill Watts. Bill Watts, WCW back then.
Yeah.
Like, he enforced the old school. You couldn't go over the top rope. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. And Kenneth Loeb, I don't know if you want to put him as Eric Bischoff, but it just fit the direction.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of a mixture of a lot of people, I would say. He was a little bit of a lot. I don't know. But he was great for what we needed. Like I always said, he was a great commissioner. I'd make him commissioner again in 2 seconds.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's funny, I said to him, he goes, well, people know I'm an actor named Tom Nowicki. And I said, well, here's what we would say. Your real name is Kenneth Logue. Your acting name is Tom Nowicki. So your SAG name when you do movies, that's when you use your fake name, Tom Nowicki, even though that's his real name. But Kenneth Logue is your real name. So you're gonna explain that on the first episode, that you are Kenneth Logue, that's your real name. And if fans think I'm this actor, well, that was my acting, Tom Nowicki. We'll just reverse it.
Right.
Just turn it the
You,
other
no,
way.
you could get away with it.
Hey, folks, I'm about to, me and my boy about to hit the SAG. Bill, nice talking to you. Same with you, Danny, everybody else, all the skaters, Cindy, everybody. Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Captain.
Captain, have a good night.
Yeah, you could
Thank
get
you,
away
you
with
too.
it,
Great to
Danny.
see
you.
You could totally get away with it. You can
Easily.
just kayfabe the fan, like, I mean, the ones that are gonna know the truth are probably, it's gonna be the hardcore ones, the ones that have been there from the beginning, like us. We know, but we don't care. It's Kenneth Logue. He's Kenneth
Right.
Logue to us.
Right.
And the new fans, unless they go digging for it, it's like, oh well, so what?
Yeah, let him dig. That's fine.
Yeah, he's Kenneth Logue. I mean, the
You
guy.
start the storyline. Say he was an
Yeah.
imposter.
Exactly.
Say Tom was an imposter. He was imitating him all those years when he was, detained somewhere else in prison.
We never got him to do his Leonard Logue tonight. We will next time.
Yes.
Just say Tom. That's his second brother, twice removed, whatever mumbo jumbo you can think of. It's just another Logue.
The funniest is you just keep using the third. Like even his mom will be the third, so she'll be Drusilla Logue the third. Everyone's just the third.
Was that an inside joke, or was that just
No, I don't
know.
know. No, well, the Drusilla, because Drusilla is was Buddy Atkinson's wife, Sean's mom, is Drusilla. So she was always, around. She's great. Was kind of like a den mother to a lot of the skaters. So we just kind of threw that name out there in one of the shows. He mentions it if you listen in season 4, he mentions his dear mother a couple of times. And I believe he says the Drusilla Logue the third memorial belt or cup. He says it.
Because when you presented Jason with the Juniors Championship,
he called it the Drusilla Logue belt or something. So yeah, we were already sort of setting the seeds for the mother to show up. But it is the psycho. It's the total psycho angle, in the wheelchair, and then the knitting needles to poke me with, and he'll do the voice as an old lady. It'll be ridiculous, but I think that was what we were I was so into that.
It's so unfortunate that you guys never did like a 3-Face of Foley moment. Even if it was a pre-tape vignette, you could have had, KL3, Leonard Logue, and Kenneth Logue in the same scenario.
Well, they kind of got close to that one still, because Danny, if I remember, didn't you have the segment where you had Kenneth and Leonard kind of playing hockey against each other?
Or was it tennis?
Like tennis or hockey, one or the other.
I think we did them playing tennis once.
Can we turn the brightness? My eyes are hurting from this light. Can we turn the brightness down a little?
The brightness?
Oh, sorry, guys.
That's okay, Cindy.
Not you guys.
Cindy's excused. She's the sweetheart. Like literally.
No, I think that the one that you're talking about, Reese, is that you can actually see when they were jump cutting people, and then I think you can even tell when they were using, most likely you guys were using a body double for some of the shots. So you can, there was one they were playing chess, I believe, or checkers.
That was all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was the tennis, the chess, and they were like talking about how they were all competitive against each other, but despite being polar opposites or whatever.
Then he drove
funny.
He drove that Jeep on the track with the patent helmet and the flags. You remember that, Leonard?
Yeah.
It would have been so funny if you guys would have did one segment, even if it was a quick segment, and they have like their family photo, and it's just him and him
That's
in
a good
different
idea.
outfits.
We would do that. It's a good idea.
The Logue family portrait.
And all the good ideas come 20 years too late, don't they?
It doesn't mean you still can't do them in the future.
That's true.
Now, the best was still the wheelchair, where I forget why he was in the wheel. Somebody had done something to him, and we would dress rehearse things, and he wanted to make sure Nurse Ophelia would let go of him, and he would go down the bank into the infield, but turn over and end up with the wheelchair on top of him. And we practiced it between tapings earlier that day, and he did it perfectly. As he was going down, he was able to push himself to the side, and the wheelchair fell on top. And then we get time to the taping, and we're rolling, and this is all live to tape. So there's no really redos. You don't stop and do anything again because it's too expensive and you're in the middle of the game. She lets go of him, and he can't get himself out of the wheelchair. And if you ever watch that, he's going like this to try to turn over, and he couldn't. So when he gets to the infield, he just slides his body down as if he's disheveled. He couldn't, it was unbelievable. He was so mad that he couldn't, we did it perfectly in the practice that he would spin out of the wheelchair. It was like a runaway wheelchair down the track. And then that's when I would go up to him and I go, "How you feeling today, Kenneth?" And he goes, "Fit as a fiddle, Daniel." I think that was his line, fit as a fiddle. But I'll never forget that he couldn't, he was supposed to just come spinning out of that thing and just wipe out, and he couldn't do it. There were a lot of moments like that because, I told you the story last time with me throwing the toilet paper at Rory.
Yeah.
And, with the crap on it. And that was bad. That was bad for me. It was stupid, but I got yelled at in my ear real loud. But there were certain moments and things that would go on that, there were some outtakes. I don't know what happened to some of these, but if very rare we would ever start and stop it. Very rarely. Maybe if the pyrotechnic, like the pyro didn't go off, something we would maybe start. But I can't even think, maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe ever, did we ever stop a show for any reason and start again.
And actually, I think if I remember
out of the show, all the YouTube episodes aren't up, so I kind of forget stuff that happened. But I remember he had a big role. He was the manager of the Sun Dogs. Then, how do you guys phased him out, right?
Who was that?
Leonard Logue.
I don't know why. Again, sometimes I don't know how we came up with something and why we did it and why we did it for a week or 3 weeks or 5 weeks. But I think we just wanted to have like the anti-Logue, like the two brothers going against each. One is wholesome and the other is sort of the outlaw.
Yeah.
And have them at odds with them. I think he only managed the Sun Dogs a handful of times, Leonard, I mean.
Yeah. But then
I don't know why we stopped it. I don't know why we. Pardon me?
Did you guys write him out or kind of just drop the storyline?
I think it was at the beginning of season 4. Kenneth came out and says, "I'm the commissioner now, and I've banned tether gunning and my brother Leonard Logue for life." I forget the whole spiel that he went on, but that's how they wrote off Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, we write these things out, and then you go like, well, if we're going to do this angle, do we do it for 1 week, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 8? It's like, how long do you let something go? And then how do you blow it off at the end? Like the thing with Sean and Marco and the kidney. It's like you come up with the angle, and what are you going to shoot? How many weeks do you play it out for? Some angles don't work, and you kind of dump it early than you thought you would. You'll ditch it because it seems stupid. It's not everything you put on paper ever, it doesn't always go exactly to plan. You start doing it and you go, this is really dumb. And you stop, which we probably should have done more often. But that's the hardest part of doing these shows is the games are one thing, the skaters do their game. And it's James Ponte or myself or Rory or Danny down, some of the writers that sit and go, all right, now we just finished the Sean Atkinson, Mark D'Amato angle. Well, what are we going to do with Mark Knapp? He's got to feud with someone. He's got to do something. So the hardest part is, who you pick to be in the storylines, and then what is the storyline, and how long should this storyline last before you end it. So I have tremendous respect for people who write, General Hospital or The Young and the Restless, because I see how hard it is to come up with storylines that are not too stupid. Unfortunately, we did some that were really stupid. And I would never do that again. I would never go down the path ever of doing kidneys or, all that. I would never do again. And I'll blame the network for part of that because the WWF at the time was doing so many storylines like that and so many like bad soap opera angles. We were always told by Brian Hughes at TNN, be more like WWF, be more like, don't make it so much about the skating. We need these storylines and the soap opera and the soap opera. So some of it was forced by the network telling us, you don't have to worry so much about the skating, just like wrestling, where, how much wrestling is in an hour wrestling show? It's interviews and, storyline. The wrestling's, 17 or 15 minutes in an hour, and the rest 25 minutes is promos. Or, even WWF was doing skits backstage for a while. So, the network kept telling us, be more like them, more story, more soap opera. And we kind of were going, they're paying for the show, so you can't just tell them no. They're the ones paying us to do it. So it kind of becomes a fine line between telling the network, yeah, we'll do some more storylines, and no, this is getting ridiculous. But by the end, we were way too ridiculous. It wasn't so little about the skating in the game and so much about kidnapping skaters and Lindsay Francis being held against her will and the Prophet. It was way too much of that. I would never go deep down that direction ever again, because it takes away from the game. People, the game becomes so secondary, and it should never be. It should always be first. The storyline second, but we went too far the other way towards the end.
Agreed. Real quick, not to interrupt. So in the outside sporting world, anybody remember Louis Nix, the Notre Dame football player from the early 2010 decade?
Oh, yeah, I was reading something about that today, but I didn't click the article.
So him and I talked quite a bit over the last couple of years. Him and I were Facebook friends, and I'd occasionally reach out to him, see how he was doing. He was shot right before Christmas and spent a couple of weeks in the hospital. He got out. Unfortunately, he went missing Wednesday, and I just found out that they pulled his car out of the pond, and he is indeed deceased and gone.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, and as you guys know, being from South Bend, I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, and that kind of hurts being a fan of this of this. I was a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
No, I know.
Really one of the great guys that was found for that team, and he fit the bill of what Notre Dame football really should be. So
yeah, because I remember him on Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember, yeah, because I remember him when he was on when he got drafted by the Texans just after. Is
Lauren signing off? Lauren's muted. Is he talking?
Don't think he knows if he's muted or not. Let's see.
Come on, Quad Father. There you go.
There he is.
Hey, I had a blast tonight. I want to thank all of you for this outstanding meeting. And I also want to thank Raymond for our good Canadian brother. We love him very much. And hopefully, Broadway, you and I will continue the RollerJam legacy, me and you. And I was going to say, hot dice for life. Y'all take care.
There you go, Quad Father.
All right. Good night, Lauren.
God.
Hello.
Let's do this again sometime.
Have a good night, Lauren.
You too.
Quad Father.
Yeah, sorry to slip that one in about that news. I just found out, being where I'm at right now, I literally am 8 minutes to the stadium. So as a fan, that's kind of a gut kick for me.
I know what you mean. It's even though I grew up in the Northeast, baseball wise, I follow San Diego Padres since when Tony Gwynn died of cancer. It's like I remember that was a rough one for me because essentially he is, even with the up and coming team they have now, he is the San Diego Padres.
Yeah. Actually, actually, it's funny you mentioning that, and while I wanted to look that up, we was talking about like Daytona a little earlier. Apparently, there was a plane crash that just happened. Oh, actually, it was like Friday afternoon. It was like Friday afternoon. Yeah, unfortunately, 3 people just went up past